Anopay Yamagana Fonina Aquaba Edeba Asemi de Caso Awenit 100.9 Asemi de Kajumedi Yede bro ye meme da we ne meme da bia ye tena se sei na ya manyo sem na ye ewofia ha ena 27th January the year 2024 ene MPP womo ye parliamentary primaries enwama be na ekoso ena na dwe de otum se enwama koso do me kwabenya me ami hudum na metete mfichire ho obi ani abre obi aye wild bia ni abre so obegina nan so na otum awini o constituency a MPP for was certain member of parliament wo ho ye ka say wuji be ye nsia bi efiri mu a across the country no eyade abato no ekoso Ekuapem South akwa eye one of the constituencies a woma put to hold ewa abato no so ede na ekoso Ekuapem South power play ben and edi ahim ewa Ekuapem South ete na nwumre aburi ane ne patam eye Ekuapem South ye ba be ye ho adwuma na no pay na no pay ye ba be ye ho adwuma na ye betwe eye various constituencies said ya no ama ekoso ewo ho ye wia ye betena se ene mabedafo no wa ha my special guest obedi council won wusu from the movement afrafranto movement Solomon wusu eba be kan ye ho ewa ha sei Sarah nso na mewo Dr. Ezekiel Ejukumoben ono so ba be kan ye ho na Evans amo enso beba interviews wo ha ye beye na ensamagodo a ekoso na wotwe mu na JD amede 24-hour economic work no ode eso susanso ni bekopie ye ewa santemantem ensamagodo a ode kopie mu Jack Toronto ni nua kuma a wo mo beso o man ko ye JD am na kan Jack Toronto ni ye hwan na ni nua kuma na ye hwan okokoko kan se nokrenie otwemputu dwuma de a ono no JD amene ne yan DC wo ma ye bi wasantemantem ete se aben a wosoi sabaye bibi e wasantemantem a onfamba mekire ne yenhwe na yehu se wei na waye ewo ho ensamawodo bebre na epie mu ewo 24-hour economic work a ekoso ewo eya asantemantem eti anopay ye be discussing the matters arising and related issues. Electoral Commission proposal ya odi ababetudwa. Se ebe ya yemfa ya bato yemfa nko the first Monday of November. Na se yebe ye na abato no sa dan nso no ye declare no as public holiday. Electoral Commission and they say proposal way odi ababetudwa. In some way Electoral Commission odi ababetudwa. Ebisom, ebinsu. The usage of indelible ink and also akwakoya asema and also edaho and nipa do no so ekase ebeya indelible ink no Electoral Commission for and resend one decision say one pese wɔn use ɛyɛ indelible ink enti NDC for aka de ato dwa sɛ saa proposed day a electoral commission de aba no wɔn gye to mu a enye yie officially MPP for ma abɔnten ɛmba mekan wɔn position basi yɛbɛka yɛ ho a ɛyɛ ade a saa de wei wɔnyɛ de edi kan a aba beto dwa 2016 July ebi ba beto dwa ebra ye maame Charlotte say or the sa proposed day we no e de koye koto parliament mrahye bedwafie ema parliament for to so aba ebra mo to aba na ka omu hia 230 no matima age atum about 184 members ejitu mu a na nke no ano no nenso ankwankwan ko ba ne sa de ko ba ne say eye members of parliament ebra woman na majority NDC for na nekura majority sabre no mo kra na wo mu ni numbers ne say won betimi ato abano na eye sa bill no etimi edimo na wo mu hia support from the minority but dom kuma no tuti eti ene position aba beto dwen ye bisa say the same thing na resurface eti saying what will be the position of the new patriotic party, what will be the position ni nyina ne yensema ene anope ye bibisa ewo ho na so far amanyo sem ne ye obi e kana sem obi e kire na dwen sen na dwen kire no ekọ edema womo a kasade a kire because about to afi ne womu sen na etie iti sikasem a ye di ra ye politics more especially ye internal politics ye betuma ye free wa mana ye say ye internal primaries no be ebe printing info ni television set na ocheche na wamo cheche envelopes a nkrofo ni dede achiri amafo cheche no amasike ye tugumi ade we ye soso amanaje yensem ye soso se no ama we so amanaje yensem because siketu a ye di ra sa ya manyosem internal politics no ya jihini delegates ne so de omanage because delegates no say wo so wo nkwan ma ben so wunya ba bia nipa ba miensa mpo na ejina no obi abetwam no obi ama ba 500 cedis krana so obenya ba 1005 obi atwam no obi apoma obibi kakra eti ana akwa delegates ne so say wo mukoko season ni eti ese wo so wo ji wo de say no ama we ya ekoso Ghana Integrity Initiative wama kasa e de atudwa say eyade a emwa yamanyosem ayeye no emwa yamanyosem na yeye no say emwa yamanyosem ne dia can we do anything about it ye betime ya ye bibia de afa ho ana because siketua no eyaje hini when honorable chairman sabonso no ne ade kasa womo eka de tudwa say Ukraine ohwesi kasema ekoso ewo yamamwo na say yabatwa ya na ekoso internally no sikasema na ekoso mu no eye Warren ha dwen ese yetimi ye bibi edifa ho eti aba ne sana na yebisa say what can we do about it Many General Mosquito the national chairman of the NDC din komo na ye di san komo ifa eye siketu ya aya na ewo internal politics no mo ono so kaseti yan so wutimi hu se amanyokofo no wo mo nseso sa de we so but ekoso ade na ekoso ubi san so aye say facilitation ana ye transportation echese nipa no wa friend TNT bi anonji sika we nkonkonum koko sika no ena ye envelope pafo sa no koko sika no ena envelope na pafo eti eye hawa ejese minu mienu ye nyina ye tena se na ye to adwen wo ho na yetimi bisa ye ho questions say saade we ebesi den ye yi e de free emanyosem ebesi den ene ye de ne de akire eti eyensem bebre a eno so da wa eti say ye hwe na ye ka ho ase ensama wudo bebre na akoso Office of Special Prosecutor OSP abomadia ne Ghana for ababekasa na OSP ensema na eda nanim fa ye maame Cecilia abena da pan ho no ye wo mu ne se ose wo hu se ketase hye na se nsem a efofore ketase hye enim ni hwehwe mu na daadi one eye SBI fo wo US edi kasebom eye hwehwe mu edifa sensem ho na ni nyina mu no OSP aka se sensem no enya de a edi mu efa ketase hye because ne mra no eye ketase hye ene nsem efofore ketase hye ho corruption and corruption related cases eno no ye ho adwuma. And it's why refer the matter because of suspected money laundering. Or suspected aye say obi afa sika free baby no obekoro ma kire se sika no eho e the neat eho etwa ana se sika boni bi obi afa free baby de ba be wura ye man. And it's why refer sa de ediama aye economic and organized crime office. Ye try it here friend Yoko. And send me office of the special prosecutor and special prosecutor the Babetu Jane. I drink chebe brain about Fahon. A yen penny be a drink cry say, or money homody. On where Juma no hunus. But saying you should most no yen or the Babetu Joe. It is some way I need an Babetohon. Yabebo one on the say. A special prosecutor and a Jumanana all year. And a quack so rek is here jabe on so by no. A Juma no hunu so Juma na bro no swana. Saying na e won say no etie. E yade a ye be beside the fight against corruption. Nanado dan kwakufuado. Say nanado e ba ye ebra nanado wo position. O kase ti aketa asehye. Which the fight against a corruption keta asehye na okona ye kon de ti aketa asehye no. Omampanyin no abomadia ayebiana. Omampanyin no eden hyehyɛ gu fam. Anase hyehyɛ na gu fam na emom enwa ma ese ye no entimi ye. Ebi ni special prosecutor office. Ye ken special prosecutor office no. Enkrofo bi eni gidie ewom. Because ne ayesusu say this office ne ye no. Ebi ana eyesa afo na dwen say office ne entimi ye sa. Enu nti enaman womunya gidie ewo ye special prosecutor the office anymore. So we are asking, say special prosecutor office no. Are still relevant? Special prosecutor office no. Womo ye jumana. Na nanado the fight against corruption. Ye bisase eyadia eno so ekoye ana. Weni nyina na yensema ye bedwendwen ho anopay e will need 100.9. Asem yi dika esuni emide de Jerry OSEI AGYEMAN. Dia sedaba ma prize be do man say no me obi no wa like that man. Yeah, basis yeah. Asem yi dika ni na beko. Miara hello miaro. Etume ni na beko.
Asemi pesini kwa Asemi yara. Asemi pesini kwa yara. Pesini pesini kwa yara. Obelani pesini kwa yara. Asemi pesini kwa yara. Asemi yara. Asemi pesini kwa yara. Edinali pesini kwa yara. Obelani pesini kwa yara.
Yama kwa badeba asemi di council we need 100.9. It is samina na mabro so na bede atu wenim eye anopay. Na ye ba bedi nkomo se da medi kankan ye no. Ene me wo Solomon Owusu ewa ha. Afrafranto movement for change. Solomon Owusu ewo menchen anope a yeba bedi nkomo ansa na mene me other panel members no so atena se na masaka catcher say eye Akuapem South no ma ekoso ewo Akuapem South ewo MPP abatu ne mo no eye power play bi na ekoso and I say what is really going on which MCE a ono no epe eye aba no ebiedi ewo Akuapem South na which honorable OB Amoa ono so eye last minute ena yora OB Amoa oye se onkobiem eti onkobiem no na akwakoba se wa withdraw dia esa about on koso na enti se koso in order say no mo ye fair ediama eye directives a party na kasa de baye because party no edeba betu dwa se we ye MCE na wo pese wugina eti se Obamadiana hu se obe resign 2 years ansana eye abano wetumi agina eti akoba ne sa no owura obiamo a ede ne noama editor form ono na oye the incumbent MCE no so ye na dwen se obekọ akwa basabre na incumbent no so ye na dwen se obe resign the decision na ekoba se last minute honorable obiamo a atwene ho afirim akwa nipa miensa wo moka ho na empanyefo nyansamo no National Executive Committee and I says the steering committee of the New Patriotic Party womo say womo atwe asensan eye Akuapem South eburi ene ne patem abato no eye power play bi ekoso wo ho yatesa delegates ni bi se omani age na edian na delegates ni bi nso kadea fa na motu a National Executive fuetu ana mpanyifo e wosoro won matu ede afa ho eti na Akuapem South eburi ne patem mebe ye ho adwuma pa ye de delegates ni bi ba be kasa ye ni aspirants ni bi ba be kasa na ebisa say what are the realities on the ground realities ben and our ground ho edian na ekoso ewo ho ye bedi eye sankomo no anopay ewo neat 100.9 mede de Magjerio say AGYEMAN Solomon Owusu movement for change Solo bemwache
Mejo subinia mark
bemwa official pastor me wache wo
ache se amanyamanye obude kaminu anu a ye kwa se betano ye kwa ni abefi na ya bibi kakra ase amanyamanye yenuda enye de yebidu
that's right bibi akoyie de
adom ne ahiye Ghana fo kwadwo alanchemante chiawo
ye de so
chiawo ni watiefo nyina movement for change no ekoso na
enoma ekoso
ekoso se oral lanchemante no obeko as an independent candidate na Ghana for na so hu se bebia yedru no ya tra bebia NPP NDC yezu eza eshi erado na ekom de Ghana for bebia yedru no yesi e be follow Benin for anamo Patrice Talon and odu Benia nioma wo ye no anu ehye
because all standing as the independent
candidate and win ye oba ye wachire leadership wachire se proyeni kanka yesu so wachire se oman si kakakra bi a omunya no ombedidi omde bedi oman ho dwuma wachire se oman no be o comparative advantage a eno ne se omudua cotton ade ne yemfesi kan koshima ene eba brobrobro a womode cotton awa manano enya forest and no be no rural lanchemante de plan atuja answer na Patrice Talon o Benin e beba no wachire oman nyina na ni swadi ho ne plan yana impempi ni ye mistake manifestos ya confuse eno plan manifesto the political promise plan bia na se botai bia ntachi sene obeji achieve sa promise na woman but Talon e ba no or the plan to just me ba be the many base agriculture so na ye the abo industrialization be to point kan kan say mama Benin akonanim san yo man pepe ne yenuanom Beninfo ya ene yani ye kwa hunyenye mo ye dwane akodan ASEM ye ma haircut ye de VAT to electricity so no wono mo de wo monya ho so enu bi na Ghana ha ye ko election 2024 the only candidate what to me de nsema tudwa what did the plan atudwa any oral lanchman it ma eye ya hoawo
okay
say udi openie bi a owo eniswade me woni eniswade hu am support because I don't take a dime to support anybody. I support free will.
Okay.
And I me papa de ma school se me nhwe nyansa.
Yeah.
My ba ma study wa me wo so the same we have to analyze me wo say papa don't forget say obi no obetua ba school fees amount. One na obetua. Enti dwumadi e beboa no e na wodi akire. Me hwe wo no mu nyina no me wo say no papa yi insama walking. Couple with the first year see why be than yet one so or you competent or that character and also what credibility. Election 2024 is about credibility. Why not ye nim say ye de ho to the so ebe ye Bible say me enve ho to the person so say obon the same so enti in the same vein no e wo say sade ho to the person na ni nyina no e wo say hwe de why be da wo buy kan proye na say nkeka bia ni ne ho edoni oral Lanchemanten na yemfa no enkonkodi o man nti 32 years almost I started the fourth Republican dispensation. Mark, we cannot continue to do the same things over and over again to get the same results. Yet to me settle on the NDC and MPP to continue to live in abject poverty. Oh, here fufuro ni buburu. And Usha Ghana ni anymore na okasasa or buttons. And that tons no bo all free no bill se guo and oberema duru fie na okotrane dane ho ya na wayi nani because obekọ no aduane ni sia no na electricity bill da na water bill da na school fees da be ma ni hu sa bills ne pe na aduane abonani mu oba be bon komo a de wo wiase ni be ma se chew ene ama mfie bebere mu no broken home because eka ene me Ghana fo ni je ni ho ana de bia bills ko so nti no the movement for change led by Oral Lanchemanten. I mean, found to just say, and I'm a here woman. Yes, a bicycle so for Sony free. On the 2nd of February 2024, adia your friend the National Economic Dialogue. Just say, who say the National Economic Summit?
A date, Ben.
2nd February.
2nd February. Then away the next week,
if you had every year.
Okay.
Because Oral Lanchemanten who say, what in the plan to ya? Then so you will still need the buy-in Ghana for a being what your friends and dear friend economism. Bunina Mosambrani some fun better plan and until moving back hotel, Ambassador Hotel no, on the 2nd of February from 8:30 to 9 no. Na a cuckoo down for free Ghana, free abanon, free baby, a bibliomaniano, ya assemble na ya tre yagin and ya took at us back the great transformational plan. Ama, Ugranu take over on the 7th of January 2025. Ghana ne kwanya ye betumi yi ho free ade a ye friend of the IMF. Don't forget ye be free IMF 2025 na wabusa ho question bi say si ye free IMF ni mu a ade ne ye abrabo be say ne be ya yenko back bio if you say from the 2026 to 2037 no honda ye ba betua ye ka ye de nia sa haircut ye domestic debt nyina no sa ka ni ye ba betua me no ka say so ye sa so ye negotiation see a reach agreement one will be that external agreement ye say ne wo mo e do nka abon ne ye one agreement
ya restriction no
what was agreement
me me hu de wom
bia ye be hunu na ye tipaye but e wo so bunya leader o vision oba from 2025 na obetumi aboa ma productivity akosoro yetumi nye sika botin okromu a e ka eda yenimu a mene oman no ya start atua 2026 apples and yes sir believe you me hardship e omu sisi ano e be times 10 from 2026 because we know I say what defer problems e ka na no so tua ne no ana wo say ye ma omre na ho me so na 2026 e kor wa start atua ne botene so sika no ye kwakonya no he ne dia ba betua and nunti na say ni say odo ho to sa sloganeering campaigns aye no na hwe candidate ogo planner obetumi dia di wachi a obeboa mo man na konani
na ana ye can industrialization production GTP
yes
the great transformational
plan
Oral Lanchemanten dey ban
yes
looking at the situation aye wom enu ama say no when who obey inherit you
yes
John Mahamakra de waka say it is say otiminya space bi obetim dia yen hyehyɛ because what transition we say they are no American say ne be ye twen say Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia esu did vision ankasa ba betudwa
yes
ne yehu the opese oye economically because economy no ebe play pa wo yabato yi mo dipo betimiti how Oral Lanchemanten obeye ne sen
easy. Me no ka say that yeah that's so.
Yeah.
The only difference between any economy bia enyini bia no say yeni nkofo edi no kore yeni honest people in positions. Enya sa nipa mark waketua wogye ana otumi de behwe wabusua meboa.
Yeah.
Say ka obeka say aketua no in strict terms no enso tell your person ohwe wabusua nya sa na so no wutumi kura no ama nkora no. Sa no so man ye no o man ti say wo ma wo hwe wo mo. Sika wo pen wunya ni nyina bakakra beba no wo de ko baby ehunye se ye de hia sa na ya de fata ye krom a many a times ye nya nyoma hia esanse ni pan benya position no anka so ni plan. How can it be say ye di sika kwa akoshe cathedral mu na agriculture bre? How can it be say ye bema obi aba beji sika we frontiers na agriculture bre? And the tax na ye tua no say first of all what identify so mine ye wo comparative and competitive advantage ewo baby a friend agriculture and as a kuya oto dodo no ana so odi biko enipa didi menwia na samasa eno no rural anchemante ka se me ba eto a ye agigi okroma no me di mani kwa kosi kuya yoso na me di sika kwa akotai kuya in the form of say ye research ehu improve seedlings and as birds ne piggeries ni ade a ebema kuya yo aso nanim ebio agronomist ya training omo okroma nyina esan say ye physical botany shekua yo munti no omo wie school na omo nyina da na lecturers e wo classroom agriculture so ye nya ne board so agriculture ye real life experience practicality na nipa no wie ye wo so wa ye o ya agronomist o onimu emo ho nimde emo so from kura ebi ni ha no akom ebe de na sa nipa no watumi a practice eno no wura ne say ya mani pani sika se won konko yekua enti wo ye agronomist no ehu nya so betra classroom e wo so free ho na obesen ko field na akokire na wo sanso ka se ye disika be hye modern methods of doing farming hwa ye mere we ni enkokora yuko nkurase ya na asefem enne mbre ya 21st century enne ye tumi de drones enne ko wo yi obi da so de second do wi ase enfa de second do na da ben obetumi ado be 100 acres and it over and say and the combined harvesters ne enyoma keka ho nyina no ye de beta akiri na yama ekuafo no akeka omo abom ye ma onye pesa farm o se wo wafu mesumo mafu ne ye nyina ba ye be bibi te cooperative na yama top class management na wakamu nyina mabom na mabeka bu na ye focus na ye commercial farming ne ye decide dwumadi nyia ta wachi na ohwe ye hawa yo agriculture mu pa de ba ko edi mu tintiman ene say mark we wie wo no ban na aba no se ne be ya obeton
ready markets
that is it
eno pa ne ade e high
yes na hwede oral
and food ne ba na eko
oral and chamante say yetumi ate license buying cocoa companies a cocoa fo omom do cocoa omom reso ombeton omu cocoa dia ene na wonso a wo do tomato wo do rice ne yi no or the obetete ye ye be license nkofo te se omo etokoko no na ya bofuto bi a eda ho no a otumi kokoje besia na wo de wukuani ni wado awie no mane nka ho nipa ba beto afiri wafu ano wo de dwama so eno no wukuani wasudi ana se kwada numbers bi se wodo na obi so enya ne kwada nda se oba beto enti eno no obeye ade ata akiri when forward thinking person na wo say aba ne sa awie no ye nya ne sa because de bia ye pade e ton ro do enti obe sad mfidi dwuma atachire it does not make right say ye bedo ade bi ti sa abrobe na yakwa koton ro e wo say abrobe ni ye do no na ye wo processing plant ye convert ene ma abrofu nyeska hwe cocoa the value of the cocoa industry we ase no almost $150 billion 1/3 of cocoa production free Ghana any Cote d'Ivoire. As Sacromi, we more than $6 billion in free cocoa moda. You know why? Ya tell raw, ya cotton beans. Young quiet cromona, a fee ya ton cocoa more than 100 years. And so a fee be a bobisia 1.5 indicated loan.
$1.5 billion.
Near the Baby Toko. Why must it be so? Na ye we are, Sicano, Yasaja, Yaquaco mom. Say, and no be a bus, you need an honest leader. Se COVID by any Bank of Ghana to meet time sika bottle 10 billion Emma banks of van cushion the budget Now say 1.5 billion is equivalent at that time no to 10 billion. On what basis na Bank of Ghana and to me for 10 billion no? Emma Coco bought some money to Coco. The Yetitia Yenya na Afibia in whose interest and you satisfy ya Koji Bishia the Baby to Coco no. Now Yati Coco ne no. I didn't Ghana as a company a mine. Yet to me empower businessmen. I don't believe it's about the business, but I create the enabling environment. You can't about create enabling environment. Mark Kennedy, and they say what ma interest rate, and I say see what you gino bank. And so shine about single digit. Sa interest rate ya gino kromano. Ya bonsam say ya bonsam jembia ya bonsam jem. How can you say obi kwaji bisia banka on 29%?
Yeah.
Now they were a magician, and into that bank was said you say. Obama monetary policy and fiscal policy lead to a single digit inflation. I don't know Roland Chamate promise. Send your beya obi a opese ankran kro opese odi koko huduma no. Oba betintim mfidi dwuma wo ha na koko na ye ton no. Ye ton a ye mfa nko amano ye de kwa koma sa factory no ye de aye chocolate ye de aye your friend is Milo ye de aye even hair cream ni ade ade a ye nyina ye yere nom ni gas yi eyusu ye de akoyanim. Eno ene de chechiro man ye nton bibia ro to Roland Chamate say me ba me boa ma the macro environment no interest rate taxes na ba form na ye wia ye tumi ahye ankran because our focus on the private sector amomo tumi akwa ye etintim fidi dwuma na sa fidi dwuma no am make use of the raw material na a free agriculture move ba no ye dia moma no akonanim sa nioma we ana kuro bi te Singapore ye ana kuro bi te South Korea ye ana kuro bi te UAE Dubai and Abu Dhabi aye eno mu komonim Malaysians hwe ade bi te sabe you are fully aware say Malaysia for be fa free aye dey na ye ne be fa be free aye dey da so aye abe ne de twa ayi palm
na ye ntimi nya bibia
ye dey abe nkwanko
they say I've been to Malaysia that was 2013. Yes. Now, as at that time, now one of the abenkwa 72 products.
Oh yes.
As we speak now, we need baby kra.
And you know what? Senka omo kra no say Malaysia a Muslim country, and as a Islamic country. Enti omo sheda no mo nsa. So you can imagine say omo no mo nsa okro no mu a enka sika dodo a Malaysia benya wo. As of now, omunya close to 20 billion from abenkwa. Yani yedi atu koko nko aso koko yenya 2 billion every year da. Yenya more than 2 billion. Enti identity for close to 100 years or mine e wo se edi eni nyina akoso edi koko echi. Eno na oral Chamate se oba or the other cash crops your friend abe any salt. Now yes concentrate on Texas. Now you know what? Sa abesema yeke nyese bia one start you president ko 4 time. Ya Ghana han yenya research. Oral Chamate ba be introduce abe okofa Israelis bia ye nurseries ana omo ye nurseries ni bebre Ghana ha bebre ananka akuafo no na ye partnership aban wo 60% na wo so 40% ye te loan abese de ma wie ya na dwumadi na ba be ye odia ye ko 2007 primaries a omo so Oral Chamate ye yi no ana omo fa akire ana omo ne akuafo no kekan ala no mo ne ye adwuma no a aban free so a be free mu sem timo ntwem ho ana kuafo yi start fofia nto abam ne dina ba mo ana NPP free abem 2008 2009 om free mu ana omo ana NDC fo yi be ko share chiri so mamu enya aban dia mo ntwem ho free na kuafo ni nyina twe omo free ho a enwe ne se no enti template ewo ho enya dia afi ne ba be bi foforo Texas America say na ko Vietnam is competing favorably with China because of Texas. In garment industry, they are making close to 35 billion. And also, we had okay, South North industrial area, Hanwa, a ho, Anna, Ostatia, no America, na OD Texas, Huajuma, Agua, Africa Growth and Opportunity Act, America for the buyer. Who said no, say a garment in ya, America better take advantage. For one more ebeke kaboom, a yes, I didn't want Hanamo. Ye jana atuna asaram enontino and also can do medie ho ba Texas no all be shemu kena na all share Texas mu kena no not the people of the northern region especially Tamale and this environs would say ye dua cotton ho pa ko hese cotton industry na egu ho mo the only way the people of Tamale and this environs ebe jai in crime ba omo emma de street so and it's a Texas industry be pijanimu textile industry pagya ne mu a cotton industry be pagya ne mu ho na yedua no more enu ntino na America ba nipa nsem when no rala nchemante promise the people of the north na di nyuma aba moma yibu enti se wunya sa leader we a owo a well coordinated planner ehwe bia you can never say se obejan ho a onfa no then konko di sa ade a your friend say ya wo meto political party ya wo meto political party ohia de nka ya wo meto ohiem obia be wi ase oprekon kan and there is a reason why ya afibia imfie na bia no yekokoto aba se hwese nipa na wote so no enioma oka kire no otumi yema wana oyema na so woni so a toma no bio woyema na se woni anso a fa kokuru mutini yifiri ho enu ntira ye constitution na so ka kire yen se electoral commission omo register nkofo a omo adwene mu da people of sound mind
said obetime take decision and
but you are taking the right decision tita me hu say omo eto aba okoto aba ma obi na ono asa complain ya metime seresa na chese da wadwene mu kura na ho abra wo to aba you must always think deep about nkofo a omo pese omo gi to me remember say o to aba ma obi a odi wutumi and e kwa akoshe nipa nsa for the next 4 years o ma nipa blanket check say onye wanemu na won take decisions ma na odi utumi kwashe obi a say bi na adwene mu na ho a mark enye ewu no bedio and no rala nchemante say yen hwe personalities na eye involved in election 2024 obi abra wabo obi ani so ade hu ode atodwa obi plan o mo man no ne hwe de ye workable based on that no I can tell you without any shred of doubt say ye the John Mahamasia ye the Baomiasia ye the Alan Chemantisia Ghana ni beto aba Alan Chemati because one wa kire say o wani so ade hu or plan ana wa kire say ne hu ni nkeka enu nti no obetia ya adwuma no and we are hopeful that the Ghanaian haven't tasted the NDC and the MPP for close to 32 years, you know. Obesisa na adwene come 2024 December 7.
Okay.
November 7. Whichever day.
All right, whichever day. How you need 100.9. Yene aye Solomon Owusu, member of the Movement for Change, Afrafranto, and I don't know we didn't command pay we need 100.9. What's Benin, the political dynamics?
Yes.
What's Ghana has said the dynamics in it here? Ghanaians, am I ready for independent candidates? There's an analysis for be cry, analysis via almost say independent candidates. Be better me we know Ghana.
In fact, Ghana for Edinkai supported the idea of independent candidate long ago and Sana Benin cry day. Ebem. Mamenchro. Obebusa on say how are you? Ogede. Or parliament as an independent candidate and I said that was way back in the 90s.
Yeah.
In fact, 1992, how Yakubu called Parliament, it tells you that Ghana for near long ago. Now, the issue of presidential, in fact, Joe Wise, I wanted to call you secondary school, and then copy Parliament. Whoever thought said Joe Wise could win in Asante Mampo as an independent candidate.
Be quiet
against Opokwe to say,
yeah.
And that's that time it was alleged President Kufuor, and who didn't you know the time. Any the MPP as a political party, no, Opokwe do say. And so Joe Wise with a credible message, with a credible character, and with competence, you know, Okoja ne man for him, no, almost ya tasi wo mu you don't nyina to insenye no ye hu say Joe Wise no mu edu ese Obokwe do sent today the people of Bekwai defied the new patriotic party and voted for Joe Wise for me at the same thing and now you are in fact parliament here to the ASEM aban yet so the independent candidate of free for me now. One is a president cast between Yajuma.
Yeah.
But the people of Fomina, Omene to Mujahono Musan Yeshu, to Omene to Senyeni, Anna Omuvuti. So if parliamentary elections and no crowd, I am my crocosm, no, and Chelsea to me independent candidate. At the end of my bit, Edwin said Ghana as a country, no. Independent candidate, independent presidential candidate. The na in for a propaganda. Now, Cecia now Mahuso Rala Chemante is making that much needed inroads in the Ghana's politics. No, or must start to propaganda machinery to Ghana, the MPP and this any between they be a fee, Medru Fiana, Jube, Nanko Crofoni Naba. So low, wouldn't say Ochechim will say Matthias Yonam, so Umfieso. Obabe Dinasua, what the bear 75, we yako a Entebia, Ube Flassa Siso. And your fault is Sanya Bamina. Now, a dear na woody genchima. Say, are you happy? Say, who call Uber free as a Siswa, Ghana, no, and Mebunin and is Swadi Hubiana. And you know, it is never true. say Ghana nyɛ ready. In fact, Benin for no sua free your parliamentary system and now independent candidates. To me call a parliament. And on the ma your friend say ye Bonnie winning in 2006 as the first independent candidate. Remember, sir Talon Bonnie and no Chiraus and on ma a money tumpo because independent candidates or bar he does not owe the political party in here. Change it as a mark. One out here, we are competent. Say you bet me do a share baby. Essence will be seen. Me constituency organizer. Wa bon crown or change it. Transition the no show. Yan chichiro my sir. In every country, the MPH pragmatism, honesty, and your friend is say meritocracy no must always detect. Say assume see the bet me yaduma. Say assume see to me yaduma na. Ebema ye ni edi chiri ni aye ho atoye. Anything no baby ya tra baby was an independent candidate about your president. In fact, also your constitution class send it here. The way you did to me share on my peninsula. It makes it imperative, say, I was a bring your baby, you consider be your independent candidate as a president. Okay. Because 2 minutes on my peninsula. And it's only 2 minutes share on my peninsula, no free one political party. We try years out to me now when you know. Or the best suppress the other political party and then the members. And no na ya hunu kromwa o ha Jerry Rawlings or ba ye that appear min kanum ne yi apino soap ne yi ya ne eguno wache mattress ene adeka last ne yi ya ne eguno say nyuma nyina na fa Ghana for satana Ghana for ni here but because an officer omoye the political opponents well who so omoye competitors in nation building but onu hunu say omoye opponent omo be han nto so gu omu nyuma saa ne atoa so na ene banks bi so gu okromwa na nkofo ehia omo yemfa saa nchekere oman uhia obi a oba o se meme ye Ghana ni first obi a ye Ghana ni Ghana for na to abama me ye nyina a government of national unity ye hwene ya ka bom obi obetumi adi dwuma no ene de kwakọ ye adwuma saa somasi ne betumi aye ye Ghana ye friends NCA yi a yemfa no kosho wo ye man ye yi a ye course aye and drop rough na obi aho ato no eno ti no de etie no de ene kura na Ghana here independent president more than ever.
Okay, all right. Enti yane aye Solomon owusu ne din komem say wo share aye the economy no said ya echo mame found ra baby ana oral and chamati no di mutintimai ebra no wa ben.
Fantastic.
One district, one factory.
Fantastic.
One district, one factory. Aye ni pe bia dwen say o se bibia si obat one timi a se dey nya legacy ni ye.
Yes.
Because so no we are not really feeling it.
Yes.
Say one district, one factory is operating. Share aye business resolution centers one more etete ye.
Yes.
What has been the impact? How do we know saying that because ebeye susudua e de atare oral and
no kura woman say Mark mean to me entry policy me a metias you minwi na NPP manifesto na nka so much no the trade aspect na say trade in some woman ni any industry some woman oral and chamantin and a tro do na any one district one factory na ye ono ni swadi hunu si ebeye ye ba aban mu no abra na oral and chamantin e wa bem no ye first year no and I said from 2017 no what busa was one district one factory na hye wansa ye hye da koti secretariat ye de ma me a ye friend gift ohini kunadu
na question
and e koto an
one district yeah one
ye free oral and chamantin me throw proposal na me say me be boot and not and I'm using myself as a real example so that to be man be can say say be boot and not Abraham me call ma me na so no on one the document ni kire me saa time no wurum na nkofo a plan say be one district one factory omo say be che saa the plantain chips ball fruit and nkwa na ego and I'm say hey madam one of the flagship programs are abanya promising Ghana for so ba be one district one factory me buy any oma wo dia kire me ball fruit plantain chips now when I got catch Ghana for see ye esan say na ma me na nkasa kura no ohun how to manage herself on T concept na say and rightly so because you no na dey buy enti abani hu say oye diegu no ana mo san so bibia akoye dey ekoma oral and chamate na mind you they did so on a purpose because no mo feel say ye the man ntemu a nyoma no ehɔ no ye yi a and Unyano Bebano so, and people were thinking more of the presidential primaries in future than say Omani Bekoso. Or run it by fast forward. Kobusa who said budget send ye the man so on fanya a Jumanoa, now one district, one factory, opposite cumulatively. Budget the moral and Chamante, nay less than 470 million Ghana cedis. So offend one district, one factory in Hojuma. Now, it took oral and Chamante on one credibility. Banking sector minimum and the banks no and negotiate no move at the extra 3 billion plus a becan one yet to me factories are now. Now, a do baby and also a buying Emma guarantees to these banks. Who's a buy of 10% interest also. A buy between my guarantee at this parliament a pass. Kobusa who say, how long did it take and sign a parliament to crown ebem? And it's any mubia near Pessia, the boat and now Satam Yaku negotiations. I approve our one crown. Yet you can't just say about to a bicycle. You perceive yet my boy, I bought mine. Woman to me the Anya because there were no guarantees. It's a lot of applications, credible ones, and call for and call down all the banks because in a government guarantee no anyone into and to Amazon. And in human now we 100 and almost 200 now Roland Chamanti Jahono. On one initiative. But the reason why who's a one this is one factory no say here end to me cost focus and say oh operating in the regime interest rate also and the Nipana Kobosa Abisiano. How would the sa company compete with Obia or China and also Obia or Japan and also Obia or Europe or interest rate at a single digit? Because one of the key issues are also you dealing with the issue of interest rate. Now, at the same time, now you're more and Chamante less than 470 million. So, one this one factory. No, now you turn 2 billion. Say the yard FN Napco. What was the sense in Napco? What was the sense? Aquadanwa, where we school now, all pay, the Mamia Bono Kamanako University. One no epe a Juma, a Bemano Sika, a Bebuamono Soko Hefino. Bosomosu Janus Casamia 800. Whereas 2 billion, say the command businessmen like you are. And the man at an interest rate of 1%. I'm telling you that the so-called 100,000 Ghana for now, no more almost napkuno. All of them would have been absorbed by the business community because interest rates now be cheap. And you know, Obiasu Biajuma, and any part of a farm, Obiajuma, and the government got its priorities wrong with the one district, one factory, and it was deliberate. And yes, no meaning what they were doing. It was deliberate because the succession plan. Said be ya yemu bin ko yese wagie no nyam the shine nchiro yan kan nche look exim guarantee it has always been part of the Ministry of Trade and Industry. What busa hu say then during Alanchamante's time on Eco Finance Ministry
it is can release no me obi adebia me abonidi on the minimum no osan ye MPP ni honorable Sete ba Shaba
yes
Shaba the factory was established a me na me nua boy kra ye adwuma ho
yes
ebra ye tu kwan ko Europe ye ne GIPC for ko that time na investment promotion to ye ko ye ko buy na Shaba nso the partners okonya odo mo ba na be establish womo assemble ye gas to your friends stove and say no rice cooker no many ade
fantastic fantastic
okay one district one factory aba enti odi akwa kushim
yes
but facility asa ne saka
on in sanka because government guarantee in you I'm telling you say
Bawse ban sana na ya mafo say owura lanchra matin na anye na dwuma
I don't believe that. You see the problem I have personally had with owura lanchra matin in my course ne say why nyuma bebre but ono fi say nsa no nyuma no must speak for him. And almost so ben no so na nka sa time no ministry o metumi atim ni nsem no bi no because papa the fee say it is a matter of course you got to do what you got to do say the adwuma hwe wonsa na wo ya nyese onam na de bo ho kwasafo ne ba ye man yimu so ye wo no wan hwe ya wo ye adwuma papa no bi the propaganda ayede aba betu look oh yeah one district one factory no look at the policy coordination who is me akoti business resource centers
yes
ana was also ayede okofa ti me nya after the idea was that sa business resource centers and a policy sa business planner and go for one more or maintain or when this one be so between the one district one factory ni biaba but sabi usuku ya akọ ya aka brofo no na koy enti no na ni so ade hu no obekọ the business resource center ho na obu akọ won register company omabo na register company obu a onum how to write a business plan na omabo na mana tro organize all these documents na fast forward it to the ministry and I said the one secretariat na watumi ababe access ni bi wa wie na wanya wo factory na ababe si wo no omo asa abeboa in the course of your management na wo wie na se no buy ne buy you know why we fought for the Africa Continental Free Trade Area o no buy na eba no yetumi aboa mo akwa ton wo ebibire mu ha now you are being priced out of that competition because we interest rate ni interest rate na wo di produce you Ghana ni produce battery wa sisi anu a entumi compete with obi a Burkina. Look, amaya twa ho ahia nyina Burkina interest rate of 5%. Ivory Coast interest rate of 5%. Togo interest rate of 5%. On what basis, for Christ's sake, and Ghana interest rate of 29%? A good number one a good number of Okromania. And it's so be a company now, and your rocket size. And no be na yama men omonte the science of it. And I say you am nom dia dan say ye be to be pray for me camp no. Here baba yentom nyoma. And yam pa ye na wo bona be go change bibia. Won nyoma ne boarding. Obi anya alternative a cheap. Nti no beto. Na ono de aduduma. Enti the fundamentals no ana yenya no wrong. Na sa fundamentals no was a deliberate year. Yan fan show rala ntemantensa amana. But the point is that thanks be to God no. Ono no opportunity. So oba be president. Na sa policy we any other coordinated policy no. After ono no your boss. Unso ye minister. Eye omampani bi na apone ne tumi bi no ade ama wo. Enti ono no ka se ne minister president sorry na so we nim nyane fo betra pamo. So nim sa. President that's sorry. No say Mark me your minister.
You are. Reason
he does not need to give any reason wapamo. So tiase. And untino oba be president na sa one district one factory na wo kan and now he is the boss. And untino betimi ama eni akohu yi na ye implementing ye China ne Japan ne US ne ye kan the same one district one factory concept here be no maye say krobia so no they look at what the area no potem comparative advantage awo na omo disikata na chi ama na ye sa no my we say ye potem bia wo my omu bia no e wo bibia omo betumi develop amedi nyuma ba ho a ehun nya so omo betu omo to akoba bi foforo sa no my papa be develop no ye no eno na oruala nchemante promise say or the bema sa man na emebu na wo oman mu anum ai na omadane betting professors no e dey ntra omadane betting professors edwuma ni wontra na so obi aba ono ankasa ne nsa no nyuma look a policy like the automotive development plan what they trying to try and you been a trauma no what try together with all the automobile companies omo gitumu eno no wie ye no ama omu nyina ba omo start asamo anya assembly ana yini gi ho ti se omba be ye cars na nkasa wa but you cannot do cars ankasa wa ha bra process iron process bauxite process manganese such as and untino anye kote ade friend guided Ghana integrated aluminum there senka you be processes an you ne dia produce steel and iron and ye dia cars so all how coordinated ade ne ye se ne be ya ye ehun ya sa VW a okro mu ano oba be asem wa but obe produce cars no ha ye wo Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology omo na ye mechanical engineer be je to say na vacation bia they struggle to get a place to do internment and as attachment. It's say omu nyina obi asoro 7% ko mechanical lawyer because na no ni bia na de aka omu ni bia on be practice ade na omu sua no classroom no and assembly crab back keke one ma Kwame Nkrumah na Lagos what engineering school bia obekona Toyota sign ho omu etete wo san ye kikire oman insan nyuma no eye mo na theory no eye keto a emboa mo man ko na and no rural anchemante e de bro no waye bida otro automotive plan development plan no and the conference an nyoma we by say ka minister be a tro plan e won the ministry na wa e ka ba na o man na dru nanim. Now you need a leader with that vision and not just any people. You must have vision and plan and the political will. And you can only have political will. Bra won san shem konfo num bebre chinchina twan a mark name to mean Phyllis our position we cry by on the altar of politics. I mean no one political party muntino Kwasi na betumi aye adwuma sela ayem fa mark ni nyina ye bre. We don't build a nation like that. And to baby amana dro no. Obi kan kire wo say you have to do away with your NDC and MPP, especially where two candidates here e wo MPP NDC. Ba kwa your mampani da epen. Don mama your mampani pen. Ora ba omi akura de sisi no technically he is the leader of the government. Because NPP not the leading. NPP is in government. Now if you are leading NPP and NPP is government, who is not leading the government? And it who plan B who say when you must implement it. Never I want to before 2024 time I to aba. And it nya for now be catch say who vision for. That's how vision for the bala Ghana for you near end. Not just say as of now, to me for plan B and B2 they have no basis of business telling Ghana for someone to abamano. Omonto abamon because the usual year you be that dan kofa dwuna we are near the brofo oba be create problem na say the brofo sa so guye so na ma me fo entiase na dan kwadanda ya tra kwadanda so e wo say duru ba bia your mind no edi the how on net mark you be catch us to 15% to electricity so how on that e the economic textbook na be catch us and she to me experience bi wa. Now who brought us that one? The vice president.
That's almost someone shall see him.
More the beba idea ya jetum because only IMF kwapam. And IMF the staff level agreement, you know, who could read the page 2 of that agreement, you know. Our negotiation was led by the vice president, and to all the conditionalities are IMF force or including the 15% VAT, you know, a vice president policy that you cannot run away from it. Haircut ya ma menum do music papa do music akoto ho a yes ye shewu yi part of the IMF conditionalities.
Now we just say vice president area.
Oh, IMF document yam na make read the staff level agreement. I can send it to you page 2. I've given you the page. One more leading negotiation was the vice president, the finance minister, and the governor of Bank of Ghana. These are the people that suggested say yento to the member how to kroma. Now what will catch and say would you the only solution you have in this country? They say Sanhocheba Yanfanko ego dom or manfono. On what basis happens to Abama? The same thing with the former president. Or say Yanya the Yekoya 24 day our economy. Yeah. This is the same former president. I walk catch and say well no about Yemen honeymoon because Omana broke and need to cry very careful with the promises already.
Now honeymoon Alan Chamatin Onyabi so president.
Hey, now on prepare
that's how to no because I fail in the way with
that is why you must have a plan. Obien will bet you catch him to onim Ghana problem. Other Fibia yen Ghana budget. Yen be a deficit position. Yen yesika yewo revenue eba adenim e car yebo. E jade na o se eba ye be more time dey dey mun twene ye ma dey ye ma dey otiso time. So also per time then you must as well give the otiso time not also find the pay. You must come prepared. Oh yeah bobo ya substitution what be most ye ma time 5 minutes let's settle. Now you ready to come here to be shame. And Nuntino, I was here to Abamo be a one who or buy another plan or implement it. In fact, I don't even understand why you be president now are taking more than a month as some of the ministers are to now. Open to one in an only moment on Bedma. Open to anonym. Why you prepared? I'll buy ya do see so the chair will list at the next year, I'm communist vetting. They are twice near Queen. Governance, you know, and yeah, a good year, a serious business because the mistake you make, you know, a bema kuma to be a one here, ubeko womb, and that is what we want to avoid, and that's what we want to prevent. And until a yes, Ghana for say, why no, sir, why man, the middle class now has been impoverished, and until Hiano, so deep, no. Make no mistake come 2024. Now young Gongo Twaba and yes, also man, Bobby now radio so. Not the Bia, me who's a blemo journalist, and I mean, so only Papa be he has some internet or the breakers are there. But walk to Abano. And now now share okay catch and say 1 minute who you want to about one hand go over do at them. And so a cannon near now for all the poor journalists out to baby. Yeah, a buy for Usika Mrewono, and you ever catch or say. And they won't go there. Sana or mine, I will see a train through. Now, when we teach the politician the lesson, when we teach these two political parties the lesson, say, hey, we can decide not to vote for any of you. Ebema obi eba be petumia, obedwin ho mienu, obese me prepare, obedi no krama no. Na o man be konanim.
Ye parliament. Because Oba, that's Oba be independent president. Ye parliament, obese na president no. One more to me, and then I hear you, man. Which your sister, I mean, I just said, the anomatia. Then no man who ran like a matia. I
am very easy. Grado crowd of money in the desert. In fact, how polarized our parliament is in Tikranti now here an independent candidate. Mark, do you believe for a moment say Enyansafo wo krom anyina omunyina wa MPP? Would you to me say Enyansafo Ghana anyina omunyina wa MPP wana?
There be any design.
Ana would you to say Enyansafo Ghana anyina wa NDC wana? So it means say Enyansafo ni bi wa MPP mu. Enyansafo ni bi wa NDC mu. Ebi wo CPP mu. Ebi wo the private sector. Ebi wo academia. Ebi wo the business environment. Enu ti ebe ye day and when your president obetumi across so afa obi a wo MPP ni NDC and the private sector ni academia. The only way obetumi aye say obefa president or independent. Enti okwa MPP mu anu we yi omo a omo oman ho do omo nim de no afa omo. Okọ NDC mu a no afa omo oman ho do omo nim de no afa omo. No aba academia omo nim de no afa omo. No aba the media space omo nim de no afa omo. No akọ business environment. Now you are forming what we call a government of national unity. Now you dey achechire oman no. That is the only way oman will be clean. That is the only way. President Kufuor, you know, he tried something like that. And day, Malam Isanomine, your friend said, Pakwes, it helped to extend. Osasuba and obey our dear friend, national reconciliation. Oh, man, with Debia, Emutia netie, and Obi Hunin MPP, Nukrana, or more war. But you are Ghanaian first. Remember, political parties, yet you 1992, yeah, what the best sister, yes, also say MPP and this. I brought them to war. How did you get to this point? And you tell the issue cry, and you cry the best out of these people to govern this country. Na ama obia hwan at all.
Okay. Need 100.9 Chebeja solo kwan and I'm saying our other engagement ever ho. Enti na wo ka economic dialogue be baso.
Economic a program oral and a pese or DJ Ghana for in adwene ewo economy no mo nyamra meche adwene air baso on the 2nd of February 2024 won say adwene no mo da ho nti no de bia pese of fakwan ya Ghana na ye be solve your problems. I don't your friend the National Economic Summit ya to ni di dwumadi ni tipo no say building non-partisan in some na make Kenya say yam building on maya ejina party back so building a non-partisan consensus for a national economic development plan. Yeah can you say on my way any sanke develop based on any political party's manifesto. It should be developed based on what we call the National Planning Commission's vision. So I say kasi the ejina political party in manifesto so what is going to happen they say me banners and me manifesto me say adie we ya mi mamenye enti e obeka ya yenya SS program President Kufuor e call 4 years around John Evans Atamios about the say was asked to back to 3 years.
3 years,
a common policy of how long someone should stay at the secondary school level no yes artist so because that you need consensus as a country so a simple policy of affordable housing you knew said the housing deficit the okromu the last time I checked in close to 1.2 million now obi akwa kusibi abaya abamba kwa jesu wana pro na yaba na foforo nso kosibi osagleme na ya jam so pro minu ani nyina ye minu mienu tax but ikaye national consensus our policies one I don't think so be ba no dey we gato I don't know right you say yes I come back to the basis na adwene ya mudo nyina wo oman to ye ho enhia Movenpick on the 2nd of February 2024 anopa sharp na yento ato adwene yemfa nkruchengu krata so na yehu so man this is our position that is what any serious nation does okwa ahoyehie mu ayese nyansa ni ba akofo tirim buhia makamuti apam ho ubon say you find solutions to your problems and me ton safra ora mark 2nd February wo ba bia brabetie bi wo so wo adwene wo tirim na yen contribute to after all port duty samu ekọ enwe ne si effective so to say a dear suahunu no wenya wo mu a wo de ba be boa development come and express yourself make no mistakes say wo ba dwene so obi o tight into onum nyansa say o da bi real life situation me PhD for many ta come no omo downtown get to so because when you live the reality of the day na bra na beto ato adwene na ye wi document ye de beba no obehu say Alan is ready to lead this country come 2025
say the campaign strategy because I feel that the campaign strategies, how is it going to be? Officially, be launch the baby. How is it going to be?
Oh, definitely official or launch, but don't expect say a movement. And or independent candidate. Yeah, is a conventional reason. In fact, see, I quiet to say the two political parties in the Ukraine said that we are not bringing any transformational change. So I say, enter the island of was over to oral and German. No. Don't expect say about your rally war. Yeah, submarine operation. And I can tell you, say you take over Ashanti region, you take over Eastern region, you take over Western region, Northern region. On the 31st of December, no tamale.
Yeah.
And you part of war, oral and Chemanton, the two political parties, they have no idea because they see him as the only hope the country has. And you know, on my answer on the bonnet, to oral and Chemanton, so meticulously, be a plan. We have to plan. If you fail to plan, you plan to fail.
Yeah.
I don't know all ye. And now, Ubehuni say near the whole year, after January, February, and you started with National Economic Summit. March should be busy. And you started so you training members on the ground on elections. The man message will be an Mensa agent radio soon here to Twababa. We will write to her. You know, better ideas say because we are very sure that history will be made. History becomes come 2024. Now the first time an independent presidential candidate will win an election is 2024. Okay. The time is up. The time is nigh. So Ghana form on question kwasumbi. No more the abenyano. Ama obia oya content kro no tumi dia afani afa nyina ba eno be ma omani mu aye de ye be say atna as Ghanaians and not as people living on political lines. Ubie lines we are NDC for banom de nama we ba and who speaks for Ghana obia ba oka e favor political party, but not in the interest of the state. And today be aya na metie wo mo e frem mo ya bibusa say who is speaking for the country Ghana. We are Ghana ni first as a political party. A dear nebebo mino, and no ye jatu babio. Na ye can some more MY, and no na me say, yen yambra back to the basis. Na yamo mine, or say yanyara assassini. A yabod and my mojada yen and nanum shegu the two of my a do menu me and no so say ye back near to me the home na tie Ghana chi. Na ye bet me yes sir. Abra ye jai sa and ye more be free pathway, and you can only achieve that. Mark Abra my independent presidential candidate ababe your president. Na ora no so de wa kire se okuta big heart only trim can be as a media me ba be yi mo on the channel because vengeance is mine and if obi your bonia eso a nyame fasa o de kwakota no because your bone we are seeing or the plan the boy on how to deal with anybody at any given time and nuntina and the other four will tear me ni baby will be and mama didn't know tanta because Oral and Chemate has the numbers a win elections more be that over years that's how from 2 weeks no yet 25th September after that so 2 free fa Ghana fa nyina onwu ye train no ye work e kuma se numbers and this for go try ya fa so asefia bi obi akwakoboka wo jeje nkofo sike di na makwa organize crowd kitwa we na mo de video shop with other nkofo and e very bad oh yes no much that dia kofa abo ni aso ase because predominantly zongo community think is omenya nipa no and na kwan fia bi na nipa na bob no much that I enlarge and be try some ba be work ni bi omudwane omu say they will not get them because we have taken over. Na ni nyina no submarine operations you go so and mabunu no omoye 55% of the voting population no agya to mu say ya so sansa ye hu say some parties me anyway ye di agora wan ha ye be 55 years kwa na say obape because okwa say obape ye sika de ye ho ade me so me nya adwuma me dem aware na oma say wo dache we are going to stop that. Who said this is the land of their birth. You better prevent this or beko Canadian embassy. Then you pop bob peso say, woman ya peso mudani free Ghana. Na back the who say Ghana for the air peso million free krumano. And opebi I would ya call circle go there transport yard. Alata for an opebi amu sheni pa more than 200 good kruma. And what is going to happen is in the next 5 to 10 years, no, your crew will be taken over by Alata for. Now the air who crowd say, Omina started share your tree. to be share Latin, you will catch you crossing on Baby take over our mind because your mind for no, they are demoralized, they feel hopeless, and it will move Jane, Aquacosiki, and non existing greener pastures are will be a catcher almost a abruti a hogo, and to move through no my disappointed or one chromo, and Anaman, we have to save this country. Now, young man, mebunun tias or more adiwa, everything. God has given us everything. All that is left, and it's a leader, a true leader, an honest leader, a leader who is competent, a leader who has that character, a leader with that credibility, and so leader no, and you roll and chamante. Ghana for January, we jai as I want pound no, we jadi pa.
But also Ghana for also said your mind no. Yes, you say you polarize that do. Said the normal na why NDC MPP free, especially with the current dispensation. Nobody you see. Na independent candidate eba be president. Woman sabotage no.
Alan cast across. Alan is loved by all. Alan is loved by all. I don't cry na me here no. Also Alan the political you know. Oba to me gogo Alan na oyobi adebiano open kabum teamwork. Teamwork. And that is why okwa MPP mo or what do from just or more competent they feel threatened by his ability because when you're competent you will not get a position in the Alliance administration and there is an assurance when this more and so God they see leadership in him you're call class 1
yeah
now you need to be a wild leader but Mark you to be say 1 year in the class captain now
1.2
and so now you have the opportunity of appointing yourself. But in the leadership, no, you can't take it away from him. You must discard it, sir. What trying to shine? So you crash. Force what to see more than a day. Eba. And until the bebwa amanaka or mining in a day. Abum. Father say around your mama in an unlikely events were winning. And this if one or the baby boom mine. And until end before very rebel. Father say around me in an unlikely events which me win ya. And before one or the same could you ya. Obesa end is for fight. Or it was the piano man. Day. Chisa. Ya try NPP, ya try NDC 16. You try independent for 4 years. So you're trying for 4 years now, yeah. The country is always there.
Yeah.
You understand? And it will be very easy to deal with the independent candidate because bars content crow in the Ghana for it will be government that belongs to the people or when will say, oh my name. Then your political parties and they be almost propaganda, no one be good media landscape. Okay. And this is the time you hear that independent candidate. You're trying now Mark, your life will never be the same.
All right, neat 100.9. What time you know? Say, and but maybe a few calls, Kakrana. I have one okay. 03022 43540 03022 57902. Solomon Owusu, the Afrafranto Movement for Change. Uralan Kodocho Martin, the camp on your no come on. Now, no pay. Where are the first leg? Me pa me the manager Equiapem South. E dey na ekoso ewo Equiapem South that MPP primary si ya empanyimfo de eye tabona to so ansa no nanam say honorable obiam incumbent watwa sense me pa me call straight. Ma me kwa amane so me ba to ma che.
Facho me jo so Mr. Mark.
Yes, I hear you.
Yo me da se Kwame Adombo Akinyi Adenka. Mr. Mark, Yankupon share no producers on share Mr. Solomon Usu Anopay. May the Yankupon say, Abrivia, Mr. Solomon Usu Beba, Abekasano. Ye gay lines new to more, Minya Aquanian Efren. Yankupon Shiano. Or mine, Nekasa Inano. Sayna, and so what kind someone, a Wikia Pa, now Mr. Mark. Ye near a political party. And then bring or mayor or my woman. Ye near leaders, individual leaders, or more, and it's a different to say, over Alan. The trans Mr. Solomon, also a make in some more Kikaya, and Kayanimia course, what in his hair, Alano, and now Kufu MPP for one mafia, papa. Now, Yame, Debia mechanic say, a very good, sir, Alan, a train of free MPP because Sebby, they do any near one, as I say, also offer one game, na near a woman more bit me a year ball mine, or pay a ball mine. Mr. Mark, a nipa to say Alan, and if you didn't know, and on my in here, and your political party so. Mr. Mark, yes, NDC here, and you're 2 about you. MPP, the Oma Petit or minor who papa. Nana Kufu Adoni Baumia, almost say or minor, no man say or mine future. Then say Baumia Friday, and say Yama Yatua Bamano. If it's a Baumia anywhere, digitalization system at the cost of mine, you bring your own guessing Baumia, Omubetama digitalization, Akosu, Yanku Ponsiamo. So, most Ghana. Alan
Meda say na wodi a wo so wodi aba me ba cho ma che
me ya Jerry ma chi na what is an of
ya me adomako yetu ebe
me da say I feel they were recognizing me na me bo na me bo me dim
now when the catch was me recognize one
so e te dey ma hu
yo metio
ma Jerry me da say ananope wodi solo ahia na ma member solo abaso na me ma solo nti asie say Alan and MPP the value is the same me can't because Jerry say Alan Chamante say onye trade minister kra no na nya for 10 years why trade minister e wona nado ye man pani amemmu for 6 good years osa trade minister in Kufuor I'm say second term no so obekaya Alan Chamante the project be by and say Suchari Stars Factory akosi say egu wona penso ansa na nado nso ba ye a woman appointment no say na ni business solo canning na ni say omo nka ko mission nanka all can na nado mpine anka eya the better na say papa ni resign one resign what's now what's and how then come nyina no a part of it and you be anka me say solo na no to two sidie sanka mo ko to mo primaries and anka like we ni ya anka sanse mo bet na kan ko be kekana. It's all because all an head winning. In Kadian better say, and let's say I got to Aba. Maybe a bunny say a call run offer. Alan or Johnny MPP and not be Johnny NDC.
okay
Most of the time, no, yeah, say run off bar. We need the smaller party. So my say Alan be winning Ashanti region. It's a bunny for run off further or call MPP and or the support at the NDC. At the Pamusa Mamo Funya or Kanwa at the Nguata Bayan. Obin to aso.
Meda say okay wonso ka wadwen wa ha na to aso hello yes sir yankwe oh na the other we find out na me ton kakure no grasa we dey anya kra you too, Odegasa. Okay. No grasa me da say me ba cho ma che. Yes, Papa Eko.
Good morning.
Good morning.
My Jerry Bolos in the Kasafi Abokodi.
All right, yes you.
My Jerry Papa na ne katano you see a friend saying.
Your friend is Solomon Owusu.
Solomon Owusu. Oh, I had ya pa ya mi shirano bebre ne kata head. My Jerry, where the man chairman pay for me no bi. Me chia ya obo abia samoa. na ma chia hosting ya adoye na chia daddy ankasa mami alanka ankasa papa na ankasa no Ghana da na kuma super Mike Mika NDC John Mama dia na John Mama di 4 years ni ba re Mike emra so say Ghana yen so say yen sa no kakra ni find independent person ba mi to wo jidie say ebe yi pa Mike I'm telling you because every week Ghana yes here independent person obeboy because yaswan san who difference a woman me no cause Mike me a floating voter bolos will be in me party me head who are over home when I met to amount they say Yatuama NDC one year Yatuama MPP 1 year Mummy and try Fanto
better say
Mummy and try Fanto why make your opinion on a program and shall degree.
Thank you.
Bye bye.
Better say better tell me what you Jamie Adoba Koyenko.
Politics. Politics. Who's a penny focus or not here? A twada pa. The MPP attempt. Tama mwina mwe MPP Canada pound utumikanu kre. Wolfimenti si MPP. Na wankawni ebubu adani tugu si ebisi katizi. Na papa ninka ho. Wankawni ya to manager pade. No, adi asem na wakati e mampini. Eya bomu ye yenka wati. Yen ye betu abo. Andi ya mamuntumi. Na president na party obi se mu bobo. And the wood na ho se Solomon. Ai sana osubantie. Papa ya free mu a nka hu MPP ye when na ya na mo mayebufu no when na wo ya mo mayebufu patunto manager padie na aton tipi range baby a soldier fu share to cash motom na unka hu woto no unka hu anaya nka tawati ya di dikam na mo di ha ga na mo ma ba be yes, Kufabre also Nkosi start Okoye, Nadaba or the same position, Okoye or Kotuaso. We continue to seek up with seniors work at or your new papa panka, Banda Danusi or Sugar Factory, Kayana may be. And the politics is already over 8-7 years to a bank, and then one contract.
Okay. May I say,
wouldn't I say to your friends?
yeah.
Kumase, maybe a COP, Mensa, and Chrome one.
Maybe I told me, nobody has you. Oh, okay. Maybe I told my Get you. All right.
Oh, Divine Celestia can not pay. Then Robert Lamty, oh Medina, and the offer constituency, and I can some so. Imagine, and say, oh, someone of work every and there. I bring my mother and get it. And I go to countries as soon as I and get go. Botiano, and I pay. Ubinium. Yo, remember what can I say? Ubina can say, what can I say? What do you say? Maybe who will be a watching one free party more you need that. Apart from Kwame Nkrumah, I watching free UGC or buy or before more CPP or we need it. If we make no bien or we need that. And you know, can quite. Oh, I'm about to start a bonus of more. Their party will be in a call here, and you will not come within an MPP for a share of my Ghana. But I could see any idea. What sort of the and the cancer they were cancer me pa.
Okay, may I say, Mama, last one. Now for Yanko Ebri, Yanko Chedi Okoso. Oh, hello,
Magari. I feel the M7 line we.
Oh, yes, you.
Go for 7 line on name in your crowd. I feel my question on phone. Magari, Mr. Solomon, could you say? Ebra no don MPP na moketa se hye ekoso ewo MPP mu no utimi e bold etimi e kan no kore no e di kire na Akufo-Addo eli Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia enne a wo mo asai wo man na wie no asai ansa no wate no ho so mo akwakote asisanto party busane se enti se nei se e ba se run off bi onyame pemu na Muhammad enwi na hand down a chese yen ko run off kra na se me busa se run off Alan Chamanti what in support be mama and now me no wo ka say ora Alan Chamanti and na ma wo ba pro yi Temper say na sembe pan work against MPP aban everyone no account hu bi ana omo say wo my Ghana ama MPP abo my Ghana former ne o my Ghana aton kumrem eji ebusa openikasi me kabi achiro say so wo pa mo perinyi mo mfa mo support NDC ni pa mo MPP because mo na maka wo na ma say MPP amanyoko no ase wo my Ghana eti bidien wo ene mo beka edie free MPP mu a ye be support mu da until someone support abema John Dramani Mahama na 24 hour economy no wo dia besisiesi wo man no achichi wo man ye ansa ne wusa ampa ne mate mo no mate wo ampa na sese de mo kan de ehuru adansem obi nto aso
mena se need 100.9 so ne dwumadi ye fa na se me di kan MPP parliamentary primaries ne nso eye de ba beto house na because ye ne Solomon Owusu e na ye no e din come from Afrafranto movement ye ba this here
ya no me bibrime ye nya ko fa tu yeso etu esi be mabo okunkunim ko fa ejina ne so akwara paadi kokwe hu ede da mana ekire no ye ne adehyiamra kroma dansidi fo mehwe kasemu kira awawade esu mu apai mo hire nya kwa pie awawasem nie we de ebi si pen ye ne Neat FM ye mamwa kwaba
ASEM Ninabeko Miara Heyo Miara Ejume Ninabeke Miara Heyo Miara Obere Ninabeko Miara Heyo Miara Asemi pesini kwa Asemi yara Asemi pesini kwa yara Pesini pesini kwa yara Obere pesini kwa yara Heyo yara Asemi pesini kwa yara Asemi yara Asemi pesini kwa yara Ejimele pesini kwa yara Obere pesini kwa yara
Jamagana for nyina kwa babia mede ba asemi di council e wo neat 100.9 Yegusu ye to aso abedafo no so ebeba ehase already events amwatena say na sada midi kan ye no MPP parliamentary primaries say across Ghana bibia ekoso na ye ka say eyade a constituencies ni bi wo ho a okọ no wo ma twentwen so kakra twentwen wo ma twentwen so kakra ni nyina na kire se constituencies no emu bi ye court sem bakubi ebi so ni titiri Akuapem South ye abri ene ne mpatem Akuapem South constituency ehona na honorable obi amoa na oye mrahye bedwane na ye ka say honorable obi amoa wa withdraw ye no akwa se party mpanyimfo akase se dia no ma ekono se womo aburi de no womo twentwen so kakransa na womo twentwen so kakransa no ede be na ewom statement bi abebeto abonten a meba bekenkan na wetie eye de wo eye statement ni mo na wonso wehu ennoama ana nsemo a eye delegates wo aburi eye akuapem south na making akuapem south constituency delegates a woman no nsema wo mo ka iti ma quickly ma making kind statement we ni ntie OSEI released by Akuapem South MPP delegate concerning the power play between the MP Obiamoa and the MC Frank Edu. The Akuapem South delegates earnestly plead with the regional and national leadership of the New Patriotic Party to promptly address the issues that have resulted in the postponement of the constituency parliamentary primaries. The power play between the MP Obiamoa and the MC Frank Edu, each of whom has significantly benefited from the served 16 and 8 years respectively, is creating substantial cracks and tension within the party. These internal issues could easily impact the upcoming elections. We, the delegates, strongly believe that the party appears to be under the influence of these two reportedly powerful individuals within the constituency. As an alternative, we seek leadership that can unite the party and garner more votes to secure victory. We urge the party to expedite the conduct of our elections in order to address these divisions and progress as a united front. As delegates, we have already identified a candidate who can unify the party and secure more votes to break the eight. References signed, say Ernesto, Brightbar, Franka Mankwa, Ken Kodi, Lendedu Aqua, Sakite, Benjamin ni womo ena womonsa e share statement we say eti e den akoso se Ernesto e wa homa no so Ernesto ye mo ache
me ma wache me papa
me ba cho na ti sen
ba cha me hoye
ye den yakopa ase nyame adomode ache pa Akuapem South e den na ekoso e bra mpanifo atwentwen abato isu
me da wase na mefa akwanya yeso echi a atifo nyina na no pay am se Akuapem South de na nka ya ya ahombo ase na wo se yeto aba na yeyi MP a obedi enim in the year 2024 na yeso ni ayati ya ne se obi ede release bi aba so yetumi ento aba e Akuapem South na yehwehwe mu na ye wo se yen MC file a petition be said at any point in time say MP Obiamo drop it from the election or no so ebeshi mu akọ election ni bi enti ya ba na sa Obiamo ezu ade ya ode release by say abano on to asu bi no honorable Frank Edu nso enya nti ase ama we push asem no masagwe omo de tabo ato Akuapem South abano so yentumi ento aba ewe Akuapem South eti na mote ya nya ekoso ewe Akuapem South.
Okay, mona mo ya delegates who ya delegates why
Me ya delegate or Ashwase
okay, very good na edien maboma de atrase hu say edien na afa trigger say no ama we a enam so ma mo delegate say model statement ababeto abonten ka say party mpanifo nhwe no mo nye no ama ntenteme ho
ye hu ne say sisi ano abano bebi a ye candidate no na namo a watu akodu no ye to abano na eye honorable Kwame Furujo obedi nkunime wa abano na mo na omo twentwen so awon tutu eheda no ye nim ni abenfo pese omo ye so omo pese omo tintim delegate for nsa na omo sisa the verdict anka wo say ba abonten no na ma ye so ye bu afu a enede ama ye de saa enkrata yi aba abonten.
All right. Na edien na ma mo delegates said am kan mo preferred candidate say Owura Kwame Jewu ono na mususu say obedi nkonim ho edien na ma mo kan za
Papa Owura Kwame Furujo papa ye enye MP da nanso ye ka abrabo ene nnwuma a odi ama nkrofo ewe Akuapem South a Honorable Obiamo a oye MP kura entumi ma nkrofo adwuma saa ye esa ne se papa no the BPR wakono, waboa youth, ewe himself. On share say nipa ne MPP ni anaso ye NDC ni ansa na wama na adwuma ne saa ne ntino nipa dom na we himself na nkasa esu frɛ papa no sɛ papa no embra na sɛ wɔde 2 minutes ne nsa obetumi ayɛ na kɛseɛ koraa a ɛsensa na abaso koraa ɛba bɛba so yi ne krata ɔde aba abɔnten ɛfa yɛ botanical garden ɛnisuade hu na ɔwɔ ma saa bea hɔ any youth empowerment ya papa no akeka ato abontema ato delegates for team obi asoma obi ani agete ye de saa idie ma papa ya ekuapem so afebetumi ayekra behwe
na would you also believe more delegates some of the statement about teachers obi to say Ora Frank Edu MC say party decision I want to take say one more change so because said they are not makoye you know party the guidelines by say guidelines no modi aba no say we MC now person we gina say resign and ekoba say na wo person we gina wo biaya party no wo eyemrahye bedwane enti wo che in more situation here ekoba say ora obiamo a o say akobiem enti eba ne saa na na che say party no MC no wo ho no enti so otimi gina. But when is a party that take a fair decision? Say beyond person or more na MC in to me a part of the contest
election. You know, the party no NC say you know. When guidelines are on the Bible and things, the Papa Waushima, there was no clause anywhere. Almost 80 said, Yafa FIL we are. What to me FIL petition say be about one I about why should we say MP able to me who will so. Into which petition say MP who are election. There was nothing like that in the statement. I stand to be corrected. Ebi aneshe baby na men ho dia. Nti me hu say party no 18 team papa family for ring Saturday. Party no nti ho anamon na say o man hwe ni amaye no omo gya no say na omo pese omo ye ya. E be affect himself in the coming election. The general election I ever to aban. E be affect himself papa.
So you are saying, sir, it is a party now allow elections in the Manicoso.
Party you.
But MC now operates and call maybe you are fine. But MC on also air pay. Now balance other party now fair Eddie Amana na.
Me who say MC na sem ne de. Eh game play. Na MP no Eddie yin the film. Because statements are the guidelines on what the Bible is saying. Almost all MP every free election are who to me standing. I don't think so in the first place, I was saying AGYEMAN who can manifest form not to petition account. Because the MP are perform.
But MP no MP last minute and MP what you are saying.
But Papa guidelines I thought the be answer was that. Once me the can say me say if you ever so obey. Now we share I was you make me MC. Now ebi am ahwe hu say me MP bi to me ewu wo kwan so. Enti me nkofa form na me try petition nka o enfa nko. Just me MP wu wo kwan so a na mo fa me nka na me nko election ni bi. There was nothing like that stated in the guidelines.
Wow. Okay. Enti now delegates some to aba. Say dear na mo twetwe say party ni because the decision free national na ba betodwa.
Sure. Yeah, just party no in the election way na embraso enemy ya. Na nipa 3 asesi ya aka ewe election mo. One ma say nipa 3 no enko election.
Say ekoba say what party ni reconcile na one mo sign ABA nominations and now some reconcile no mo the MC ni beka ho a delegate mo how we ho.
Papa say omo ya nesa ABA na omo anya fair to the public because ABA no be nso e wa sanka so obi am anko election na onu so nya election ni bia obeko so nipa no nso I raise a concern like that so party ni be man the crime on nso wa beka mu bia na.
Oh, okay. It is how many understand that as man you being fair, but say the party was specific. Ewo eyo bi a the MC position e di amano.
Papa, any day, LCBI individual best. The seven hour your party. I couldn't appoint you in the same people. Until we should be treated fairly.
It's a banner say party ni yene sa. More delegate be take a decision biana.
Oh, delegate there. Party no naka. The bet cost to our party no and she say so. Near to a bar. Debia woman ebe say young to a bano. The BT party no instructions no near to a bar. Na mo masema ya kan say near woman ye no. Woman hwa if you himself. Yen MPP na wa ha no. E na woman gu no.
Orobiamo candidates be our support to ana.
But only for that number one, Eric Abuse. Na honorable Biamo, the special aid. Onunti and honorable Biamo, a coffee form. 10 year by Frankie do intimate election. And that be our German parents so not as a Nebano to me of him. It will be our brothers of a mountain so any Onipa honorable Biamo a tiny.
Wow, it's a strategy no you see here.
But you. Now,
Okay.
strategy is chilling now. Young delegate, I will grab himself for the year. Yeah, you ready to that strategy, no, and fact. And some of this ASEM we ever bought a queen.
Okay, so as we speak, constituency executives, one more so, how have they positioning themselves?
Also, see, the constituency executives, for my idea or near echo see who, or more your meetings upon meetings. You name the outcome, Ebeba, and see, so. Common and only paying for yet trust so far by a Juma Mabon or Mabo Jumapa. See, you are receiving one more say, one because why you Jumapa. Now, one more baby papa, Abre, delegates a wabonte. Then I will receive home.
All right. Okay, you better say Ernesto, a delegate, what I say, a work you pim south about 1 person so. Yada say, one year Edding come.
Papa, I'm some of the matter.
Okay. Yane say Ernesto ewie yen kwa nipa ba ko ano no nso ne nsa ehye nkrata na se eye bright memwache
mi joso onua
me ba so na what say
nyame na dom ihu ye pa
eye no krese krata ya makenkan e o mi program yi so free delegates mo wo Akuapem South wo no eno kre say wonsa ehye ase bi atifi asem no or say Akuapem South MPP delegates concerning the power play between the MP Obiamoa and the MC Frank Edu. What I was asking no.
Pacho no kre.
Okay. Na adentra power play no one so saying na wo fa between the MC and the Obiamoa.
Power play na yen sasha ase no. Dia mi hu e wo mu say yen MP no I resign from raise na eden ekoso ewo Akuapem South na MC no call apro ebe hu yen delegate ni say at the long run na say yen MP no esi a former he has the chance I want to say so to a contesting nti e kam retire by na num aye wakoto abano ana yen MP oye onabo Obiamoa they can't come up and force Uncle Bill. See, the Muna, the say, I'm the injection I had also a Akuapem South Abanaso. I ne and I thank you to me too, but and ya so. See, I'm penning for executive phone. The need almost see any about na me I do my Monday. I'm over mind the outcome. You want meetings upon meetings. This is here no executive for na near then down so John Beckham and I be so
Okay. Na say no. Mo twen eye mpanfo date o me de beba no. Se eba se MC wo me de ba beka ho a. Ebe ha wa na.
ɛno no ɛbɛfi nkyerɛkyerɛmu a ɛbɛfi soro hɔ no aba na yɛnso yɛhu ɔkwan a yɛbɛtumi afa so sisi a na nkyerɛkyerɛmu mmaa no deɛ ntumi ɛnka se ɛbɛha me anaasɛ ɛnha me sisi a no yɛtwa yɛn mpanimfoɔ no nkyerɛkyerɛmu a wɔde bɛbrɛ hɛn na yɛnso yɛhu yɛn actions a yɛbɛyɛ dɛn yɛbɛtaki.
All right. Nkyerɛmu bɛn na sɛ bi ebetodwa a ɛnyɛ mo de.
Sisi a no nkyerɛmu a ɛbɛtɔ mu a ɛnyɛ yɛn dɛ no sɛ wohwɛ yɛn mmerɛ no mu a wɔn sɛ sɛ ofisin MP ka sɛ ɔbɛkɔ a MC ɛnni ho kwan sɛ onya form screen ɛtɔ ba yɛn ha no ankɔ ne saa MP fa form ana MC nsi yɛ dɛn ɛfa form deɛ hɔ no nkyerɛkyerɛmu no ɛnyɛ yɛn dɛ nti sɛ MC ɛbɛ mu a yɛtwa sɛ ɛntwa yie.
Na no na ba na sa na o ma fair to the MC because the MC no one intentional. And the koba say sitting MP no cast or be last minute. Also wa withdraw na what you am and no withdraw ye. It's in a last minute game. The ba na sa no ma fair to the MC because MC not already no declare intentions. So be combat. And I'm say guidelines in the argument in one.
And I'm sure we say someone ever down on the church say MC no so akwanya so obekwa or how be anim. They are ready to date be everybody no. Ye beko ana yakoto aba no.
Na wonso wo ya delegate ni ebisa candidate ya kan nipa miensa. Emu wan na wo ya delegate wonso your preferred choice.
So far no miensa na aka ni nyina no omu nyina qualify. Wo show mu profile any the way omu di party na ni party adwuma na. Obia wa kwanya omu de omu policies ene omani sadi hu ekwa probeto ye ni. Ntino uwe omu policies ni no omani sadi hu na. Usimu se ebi wo so simbi. Ntino wo hwe Mr. Kwame Oforijawu na ni sadi hu na ode beto ye ni na. Emi timu se yɛto abama na ɛbɛboa.
Ete wonso as a delegate no waboaboa nsɛm a obia ka de akyerɛw ɛna wayi mu baako ahu sɛ Kwame Oforijawu ɛna moto abama no ɛbɛboa.
Pacho you.
Asɛm bɛn na ɔka kyerɛ we convincing o.
Wohwɛ ne policies aba media all kind convincing me pa yɛ nnwuma sɛm. Wohwɛ Ekwapin South constituency na ho na ye ni adwuma sɛm ya ade high pa company titru bia ni ho ye ni factory bia to okache nsese nyame ya adom na so oba sadia ho na yeku a constituency na ye dua brobe ni ade ho no oba bi mi ki sure say obe bie pineapple factory be pineapple juice and na pineapple beer ebe fa Ekwapin South magum aye adwuma wo na ekuafo na omoye pineapple adwuma no ho na e dey aye process ama omo so no omo adwuma na omo ye no so aye abaso
eno na convince o pa
na convince me pa
na mo ka the power play between MC and the current sitting MP na etisen e ba ne sen na ekoba se eye MP ene ni MC wamutamunyo.
So we share the air cost wa hana to say the nkomodi de mo ye ka say MP no ye intention say onko biu. So along the line we to say MP acquire den akofa form just to prevent say MC benya akwenya no so a contest for agwana ato Ekwapin South. See, a moon MP so called pro. No, so cancer. But nothing to say MP and Timmy Den. Uncle or any intentions on call. But I'll pick it from just to prevent him, say, ɔno nso bɛnya akwanya de ayɛ akɔ but ɔno nso apeke form na ɔde petition ayɛ dɛn ato so ɔde letter aka ho sɛ MP no withdraw even the last minute a ɔno nso wɔ akwanya sɛ ɔbɛyɛ dɛn ɔbɛkɔ sɛ ɛno na ɛdi didi ho ama wɔn injection a wɔn postpone sisi a na wɔn yɛ meeting upon meeting na yɛhwɛ the outcome ɛbɛba.
Is this idea na ɛkɔ so grounds?
You see, our grounds we are holding on any political activities via our constituency. I trying the outcome but before and sana will be able to me I am a campaign.
Okay.
I'm a delegate, I disturbed because if you need the airco.
And say delegates, Mokra ma dream am kesene.
Yeah, dream am kesene. Say MC ever count somebody in a few say me and sana kana na airco. Am I confused?
All right. It is a say the modern penny for na mo train date na mo pese nyentem.
So prepare train and penny for no intent them so they be in kabum any unity no a very strong ha yeah they face so they be able to break 8 no and on any the need to do they can
Okay. But someone mo ma timeline be as well.
That be on my BBS.
All right. Okay, bright up here. Hey, bright bar. Okay, one song. Yeah, that's a baby. Say when you didn't come out, our handy. At the end, I will catch your colleague delegates. I'm more equip himself.
The American man say, Omunya would say, no one trained a penny for no. Ever catch saying, that you be making a dream. Oma, BBI and human, Oma, Ustrubia. I am true about no cover before. No one saying kaboom, ever. The other catch man.
Right, that's it.
Mr. Vedas most
right, but now we are delegate way.
We are delegate to Shresu.
Shresu.
Pacho.
Oh, okay.
Shresu electoral area.
All right. Right, but delegate we equip himself and so the end we didn't come on. Yeah, that's it.
Mr. Vedas.
How you need 100.9 statement about abonti I can and now one more Musasha see no. Yeah, no one more edu ho and come on a high need 100.9.
Ya no me bibrime. Ye nya kofa to yeso. Etu esi be mabo. Okunkunim kofa ejina ne so. Akwara padi kokwe hu ededa manama na ekire no. Yeah. Adeshiembra kroma dansidi fo mehwe kasemu chira wanwade esumu pai mo hre nyakwa pie awonwasem nie we die bi si pen yeah Neat FM ye mamwa kwaba
Ascendika inabeko Miara, hello, miara, ejume, inabeye, miara, hello, miara, obere, inabebo, miara, hello, miara, asemi, besini, asemi, yara, asemi, besini, yara, ejumeli, besini, yara, obere, besini, yara, hello, yara, asemi, besini, yara, asemi, yara. Ascending the singing for a yara, Ejumeli the singing for a yara, Obere the singing for a yara.
Asemi the Kasunia when it's 100.90. Yabaka Pumantem said you equip him sound and some call your statement, ɛna mede aba betu mo no ɛwɔ ha se Evans Amwatena se mehwɛ no mo nso sɛ Dr. Ezekiel Ejikumobe ono so ba bɛka yɛ ho member of the MPP Evans ɛyɛ member of the NDC Communication Bureau na yɛdi nkɔmmɔ na yɛbɛhwɛ yɛne one of the aspirants nso from Akuapem South ebedi nkɔmmɔ but ansa na no yɛntie special prosecutor ne nsɛm na ɔde tu dwa no ebi ne
owner, that person may choose to do what pleases that person with that person's money. The important consideration is that the holder of large cash sums should be able to account for same as to the lawfulness of the source. Therefore, where the source of the money is cast in some considerable doubt, then legal hurdles are raised and questions are posed. On this score, the antenna of investigative authorities swing into inquiring activity where public officials are dictated to be keeping or moving large sums of money. This is because in almost every jurisdiction, including Ghana, it is extremely unusual and highly suspicious for a public to have such large cash sums stashed in their homes, as it raises concerns of suspected inappropriate conduct. And such occurrences dictate pause and reflection. It is in this context that the Office of the Special Prosecutor commenced investigation in July 2023 in respect of suspected corruption and corruption-related offenses regarding large amounts of money, mainly in foreign denominations, and other valuable items involving Ms. Cecilia Abena Dapa, a former Minister of Sanitation and Water Resources, and her spouse, Ms. Sanitation and Water Resources, and her spouse, Mr. Daniel OSEI Kufuor. Investigation was triggered by a complaint filed by Ms. Dapa and Mr. OSEI Kufuor to the police against certain individuals on an allegation of the theft of large sums of money from the residence of the complainants. Ms. Dapa was the Minister of Sanitation and Water Resources at the time. The complaint precipitated criminal proceedings in the Circuit Court, Accra, against 4 persons on various counts of theft in court case number D4155-2023, the Republic versus Patience Bochwe and 3 others. The charges recounted that between July and October 2022, the accused persons allegedly stole valuable items from the residence of Ms. Dapa and Mr. OSEI Kufuor at Abelenkpe, Accra, including cash amounts of $1 million and 300,000 euros. Initial complaint to the police recounted that 800,000 United States dollars of the amount reportedly stolen from the residence belonged to Ms. Dapa's deceased brother, and 300,000 cedis was contribution towards Ms. Dapa's mother's funeral, which was contained in a box. There was no indication as to the source of the remainder of 200,000 United States dollars and 300,000 euros. On the basis of case number D4155-2023, the Republic versus Patience Bochwe and 3 others, and the totality of the criminal intelligence gathered by the Office of the Special Prosecutor, and that large sums of money were physically stashed at the residences of Ms. Dapa and Mr. OSEI Kufuor, the Special Prosecutor directed full investigation into corruption and corruption-related offenses involving Ms. Dapa and her spouse, in accordance with Regulation 6 of the Office of the Special Prosecutor Operations Regulations 2018 LI 2374, as the circumstances reasonably indicated to the office that the source of the cash sum stated as belonging to Ms. Dapa, a public officer at the time, on the charge sheet in D4155-2023, the Republic versus Patience Bochwe and 3 others, was suspicious, and that the cash sums were suspected tainted property as being proceeds from corruption and corruption-related offenses. On 24 July 2023, the office placed Ms. Dapa under arrest on charges of corruption and corruption-related offenses. The The office subsequently conducted searches in 3 residential properties associated with Ms. Dapa and Mr. OSEI Kufuor at cantonments, Abelinkpe and Tesano in Accra. The searches, which were carried out over a period of 2 weeks, led to the discovery of the cash sums of 590,000 United States dollars and 2,730,000 cedis. Ms. Dapa and Mr. OSEI Kufuor could not readily provide a reasonable explanation as to the sources of the cash sums. Authorized officers of the office seized the discovered cash sums on reasonable grounds that they were suspected tainted property, in accordance with Section 32(1) of the Office of the Special Prosecutor Act 2017, Act 959, as it was necessary to exercise the power of seizure to prevent concealment of the cash sums. The Special Prosecutor, considering it necessary to facilitate the investigations, issued a freezing order against the bank accounts and investments of Ms. Dapa, domiciled at Prudential Bank Limited and Societe Generale Ghana. Upon the refusal by the High Court to confirm the freezing and seizure orders in August 2023, the office re-seized the cash sums and refroze the bank accounts and investments and applied to the court again for confirmation. In FT 0074-2023, the Special Prosecutor versus Cecilia Abinadapa and Daniel OSEI Kufuor. Extensive investigation was conducted in-country involving 20 persons and 3 state institutions, and especially in the Ashanti region, to establish the financial standing of Ms. Dapa's deceased brother during his lifetime and at the time of his death, since it was alleged that a substantial portion of the cash sums belonged to Ms. Dapa's deceased brother. From October 2023, investigation became cross-border and transboundary upon the claim by the persons of interest that part of the seized cash sums was transported to Ghana from the United States. For that reason, the Federal Bureau of Investigation, FBI, of the United States became involved in a collaborative investigative work with the office on the matter. Investigation has been aimed at determining the sources of the large cash sums associated with Ms. Dapa and Mr. OSEI Kufuor. The office has had the benefit of 7 months of in-country and 4 months of collaborative transboundary investigation. Members of the press, on the totality of the gathered evidence and intelligence, it seems to us that the case is largely in the province of suspected money laundering and structuring. By operation of law, the Economic and Organized Crime Office, EOCO, has a specific and direct mandate in respect of suspected cases of money laundering and its attendant activity of structuring. Of the Special Prosecutor is referring the case to EOCO for continued investigation and further action. The office will be in close collaboration with EOCO and continued collaboration with the FBI. A little over an hour ago, the office discontinued its application that was pending before the High Court for a confirmation of the seizure and freezing orders in pursuance of the referral of the case to EOCO. The court ordered that the office should return the cash sums and defreeze the accounts of an investment of Ms. Dapa within 72 hours. The office also discontinued the procedural criminal charge against Ms. Dapa for failure to return forms on declaration of property and income, since that was mounted on the original application for confirmation of the seizure and freezing orders, which was discontinued earlier in time. Thank you very much, members of the press. If you have any questions. If you do not, I'll be glad to depart. Yes, it's always Elton.
Yes, good morning, sir. And all the investigation that you have conducted, basically come to conclusion that the EOCO will have to do further investigation in the matter relating to money laundering. The other aspects, the seizure, and then the confirmation that we're seeking the court to do. How do you sum it up? Does it suggest that perhaps not a thorough investigation went into it. That's how come all of this is up, because from what you've told us, the Yoko angle perhaps looks more promising in terms of going on with this case.
Elton, on the contrary, it is the extensive investigation of the Office of the Special Prosecutor with the collaborative work of the FBI that has led us to this conclusion. If the Office of the Special Prosecutor had a direct mandate by law in respect of suspected money laundering and structuring, there will be no such referral. But we operate within the confines of the law. And since the law that created the OSP did not necessarily grant such a direct mandate in respect of suspected money laundering, but the law that created the Economic and Organized Crime Office states specifically that they have a mandate in respect of suspected money laundering. Now, after 7 months of investigation, we have a body of evidence. So if we have come to the conclusion that it suggests, it seems to us that it is more in relation to suspected money laundering, then the proper thing to do is to refer it to the state institution, which by law has a direct mandate, as stated in the Act. Yes, sir. The other day I delayed you too much. That's why I remember.
Thank you. My name is Ibrahim Al-Hassan. I work for GH1 TV and Star FM. SP, suspected, it seems to us, that's not conclusive as a layman. Will you be surprised if Yoko finds otherwise after he goes into this particular case against Cecilia Dapa? That's one. The next one will be suspected issue of corruption. That was what triggered the investigation in the first place. Are we to say that today, as we speak, the Office of the Special Prosecutor has cleared Madam Cecilia Dapa of any corruption related to the funds you found in her home?
The lawyers will tell you that we guard our language carefully. It is only conclusive if a court of law so says the person has engaged in such conduct. For us as investigative and prosecutorial authorities, we can only use such language that suspected. That is why persons who are under investigation are suspects, not convicts. It is only where a court convicts a person that you can say that this is conclusive. And so it will be very unfair for us to be tagging conclusiveness to persons under investigation. Otherwise, it will suggest that we have already found them guilty. But that is not how it is done. Now, our referral to Yoko, as I said, it is a body of evidence that is being handed over to Yoko. So that will form the bedrock, the foundation upon which they will further build. Mind you, I said something in my short address that we will still be in the background doing collaborative work with Yoko and also with the FBI in respect of this matter. But if the law has specifically stated that this institution has a direct mandate, after 7 months, what more are we doing holding on to it when we can hand over? There's even precedent. You recall in the AGYEMAN case when Shraj concluded its administrative inquiry, the matter was handed over to the Office of the Special Prosecutor for further action. It is this collaborative work which is required and stipulated by law, which we follow. Otherwise, we will be lost onto ourselves. The Office of the Special Prosecutor does not clear persons. One, we are not a court of law, so we do not clear persons that we do not find that the person has committed anything or otherwise. So we are clearing the person. All the reports in respect of which you see that we are ending the investigation, it means that we have not found what the law will require of us if we were to carry it on further in respect of the standard of proof. So if we investigate a person and the evidence is such that it will seem to us that we will not be able to secure a conviction, there's no point wasting the time of the court and state resources chasing after. It will just be persecution and not prosecution. So we never clear anyone. We only conclude on what we have found, and then we go on with further action if need be. And we are always minded to end that if we become aware of something else, some fresh evidence or some fresh fact, we will always revisit a matter. So on that point, if the office becomes aware in respect of our collaborative work from now on of some other factor which requires us to come in fully, the office will do so. Yes, sir.
I'm Joseph Akabile. I work with TV3. The first question has to do with the intervening period between now and when IOCO takes over. I know that the whole idea of the freezing and seizure order was to preserve those assets and prevent them from being dissipated. The court has given an order. Are there any plans to collaborate with IOCO perhaps for them to hold on to it within this period? And the second one, there are those who also make the point that maybe at the initial levels, a careful analysis maybe would have led you to this conclusion even before you commenced. How do you react to those who say that from the onset they pointed you to this conclusion as one that you arrive at? And if I'm allowed to go beyond the boundaries of what you have addressed us on, is that allowed?
Let me finish this, then we can see if we will go there. Okay. All right. See, hindsight wisdom is always awesome. Those who are saying that are only doing so with hindsight wisdom, it's because we've had 7 months of such extensive investigation to come to the conclusion we've arrived at. You cannot begin a case when you cannot begin making conclusions on a case a week or two after commencing investigation. But after piecing together all your evidence and all the testimony and everything that you have done, something should then suggest to you. If after 7 months we did not have anything, we will just let it go. You get it? But after 7 months, I think that we should be commended that we've been able to do such extensive work and have international collaboration as part of this matter. That is to say, we left no stone unturned, and that is what is leading us to this outcome as I just announced. So once again, I will say, it is very nice to have hindsight wisdom, but we did not have the benefit of hindsight wisdom. We have arrived at the present wisdom through hard work and sheer grit. Oh yeah, the second aspect is intervening period. Well, it's a court order. The court said within 72 hours. I just came from court. I just went to court and that's from court. So we will liaise with Yoko and see how best this matter can be tackled. If you ask me right now for an answer, I will not be able to tell you. Indeed, I'm not even prepared to talk about that, to tell you for a fact.
Whether I should go beyond the boundaries.
Right, you can ask. Then
Yeah,
we'll
I mean, it has to do with.
We'll all decide whether we should allow.
It has to do with the SML contract. In your recent report, you did indicate that it's a matter under investigation. I just wanted to find out. I know
say that again.
the SML.
Right.
Yeah, I know that.
Okay, it is special prosecutor Noguswa. Oyi is and Fuano dear free and yes and 12 for honor. Now, some of the top of women, Mammy Cecilia, Abena Dapa. The sense some I refer to Yoko nearby become ASEM. What does it mean to the fight against corruption? Evans Samo Antanasi. Evans Memachi. I had to and I said, I camera.
Major so.
If you have a code there.
Yamiadum. Now, Minchia or Tier 4. Minchia. Me penny Yura, a just a panyanki. I say what to coin. Now, Minchia, General of Generals, see Dunkatia. Now, me fenchia Mudoma 24-hour economy initiator. President John Dramani Mahama. Now, Minchia Tier 4 hina. I'm here to say a holidays, yes, some baby. Near Elcos for my moody. Aje Ezekiel, Dr. Ezekiel, Mini Ezekiel of it me defending.
Mamma
Quaba.
Chief Editor, Mark Jerry.
Beba try to say.
Chief Editor, Mark Jerry. Akopandom or the so
editor no so na ko ya na edi asemo be yo.
Oh, yeah, Chief Editor.
Ye brimo. Ye keka bi achiro.
Cause why na play role no. As a Chief Editor, Mark Jerry OSEI AGYEMAN.
Maybe go here.
Yeah. And also yeah, primary see.
Primary see na koso.
Yeah, fia kwan mu. Yeah, to me, I call head on into the campaign proper. It's my aspirants, the best of luck. May the best person come out victorious. Now delegates and share. Nia, a deno call a coin. A be ye, nia, obe to me, I represent it constituency no yie ewo parliament nea sebi obetumi akọ parliament na waboa oman no ewo yemra ahyem ene parliament edwumadi a parliament di eno na ewo say delegate ehwe na omoboa party no ma party no so etimi boa oman no na ye chia isu de na ye chia His Excellency Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia onipa untimi faketa se bia foreign but now Baimu in his 8th year as vice president there is no single allegation of corruption against him a tre onipa banya oye seketa se die enya dia odefa nim feature ode ono ebe ya adwen na ye call into election say no na leadership everything nti ye pe omampani a obedi yenim na yatumi aye ye niam se ganafo a wo se ye hwe onipa ban na obedi yenim no ne qualities a ode ba on board nti wo hwe Dr. Bawumia so a ene keta ase nsem krono sebe nsem bia eni ne ho no na wo san wa ho brase na osan so hard working na ye kanfo sa nipa we ama Ghana phone na se obi so agitum secretary se ene krono sem enbon ne ho a sebe onkan na amansan enyina nti achia Tabawumia ene Ghana phone nyina ene so omagimre join in on NEAT 100.9 FM now once again party members are call into the elections today. Obia Anthony Boase na yebewie no we will be a unified new patriotic party. Na yayiyi ne regulations we ya kwan mu nyina fi ho na ya kan ho abom na at the constituency, the electoral area and polling station levels no ho farmer kese ene wodo ne kabom kese aba na yatumi akọ into the elections.
Dabani Ebeja is normal yecheche every internal election circles.
Exactly. It's I bet one of the topical issues personally I find it very, very difficult. Now
because they say we are medical doctor. There's a peace capa so open the baby or party man. Also we share when you see that you will pay the
and the same Jerry Wohoy, chief editor Wohoy. Not chief editor. I told cast me none of the mamma say. Me fan ko ejuma of form.
Or G2 is always say a bribing growth.
Enti
Onakasa is corrupt.
Work,
what do you mean by corrupt?
Work on the grounds. To work, no, not
it's corrupt.
Remember, yeah, but corruption once a magazine.
Let me correct me your opinion no, because you say anti. To work on the grounds means sebi. Ube free on crime ha, and I call me chrome.
Yeah.
Na okwa
me
kwa me free obo kwa ma me free obo papa free chinrase
to kra anything I'm say me no click say because me ano me wakwa that link ni
na me free obo ma me kra say kwa manfe ba we obo ni papa so free chinrase
to the few akasa
papa so free chinrase ne kra ne kwa upraso enti what I mean is that mobilization comes with cost. There is no election abekwa can say you won't spend. And the expenditure na mekano and you say we could ask Kamobi. The expenditure are the things I caught into your campaign. Even sebi. The flyers are be printed, t-shirt are be printed, petrol are be tagu kaimu, na de adeno. And no crampo no enhu sika enya de mo enya de ketwa. Sorry to say. And see that's what I mean by resources. I'm not saying sir I'm going to bribe anyone or take any corrupt we be a miserable.
When this keke mangrove, you need it. Sell 2 cars. Over 2 cars.
People
against this cash is same.
Coming back to a question, I believe as a people and the 2 leading political parties, we should look at the BIA and Yamayako. Na enye MPP nko, enye NDC nko. Na yehu say esa BIA ye chano. What is the implication of esana ye channel? Na dache ebino ehun sunsanso anything. So one of the unfortunate incidents abe for ya man your seminar it is not the right thing. Na delegates so feel say party no, both parties, MPP, NDC are the leading parties no. And share omo delegates ni ye. Ana constituency, polling station, electoral area executives no. Ye omo nsho omo ye nti no. Omo so Jane say emre bi say no ena eba. Omo so omo kakra they feel like they deserve no. Omo so ebenya. Now the only downside of that is say yen is sad ya. Now I say ye ton akonya ama the highest bidder. Now say it means yen share onipa no ni su ene ni capabilities. Na sebi yeda to aba. Na ebekoye nia obetumi atua more. Ena yebeto abama no. Eba sa so a then we are depriving the country and the constituency now who belong to no. Say okoji obisika na oma okese enti na otoma na enye oni pakone modern mo ni nimdie na ho fama na wo hwe na de to aba. That means that person will go to parliament okwa because only capability ni capacity ninti no on to me emwa parliament no na yen hyehyɛ emra na parliament so en serve as a check on the executive of the day na amamuo papa enkoso na samamuo papa no so ankoso a sika sebi ogiye ewo bi ho ansa na auto obama no na want to me ankohye mra papa ama oman no sa sika na sebi ogiye no in the long run eso man fa so man because ya nshem rapa ama security nsem ankoso ya nshem rapa ama education nsem ankoso ya nshem rapa ama ya pomuden nsem ankoso ya nshem rapa ama yesika sem ankoso yia na omane ho china na ye new hospitals na ye new schools at the end of the day keto na akoje wo fom ho no eno na obe use eda ko to school fees abodin eno na obe use eda ko pray apomuden because ya nshem rapa ama apomuden papa ama that's kana na obe ko use ede akobo ho bra because ya nshem rapa ama oman sikasem no sebi anko yi nti ye dwen oman ne ho na ye dwen the constituency ne ho first ho ena sikasem no ebetumi ayi free mo nti delegate ewa so
because television na ya printed television ya printed infoni at the television boxes with the MPP colors the nipa mfoni ebobo ho Aliu Mahama be the same Farouk na no so na mountain so Farouk dey put na better about
I know them in hu ye but like I'm saying you know it's about time both political parties come together because NDC so ekoye ni prime
one more say and crowd will be antimi ye no one free it's so but I dey say you dream holistic
exactly
because say no ama no me NDC when we youth conference and one more year no 4 years back and here reason one more year no we yesu krom I was part of your team I call ye no ma call so nyina ye hu so it's na me say you dream holistically na many general mosquito di ho komo anoka ora say chairman sabonso many di ho komo they were almost sounding the same your friend say song and bibisa so it's like I say yehwe ye Evans
we say sadly a bit to me I solved one would develop the general economy
how
because Ezekiel hey or call delegate, let's assume he's a delegate. He can be a delegate on Casaman in TV because he has TVs in his house. Have more than even one TV in his house. My main Casaman Baba to a bentima misca. But ye kabo busiani at the busiani we don't use the loans to develop the economy. Ye mfe mie kwa mankrofunye jumanye. Acquire party bano and as a Ghana ni bano watchre no. A call benya baby immediately as solving the problem is a Obama mato so bad dia and the man baby. These things can solve when we have developed the come to a middle income status. Se party baby and a Ghana ni baby or baby papa jina. Obama Ukraine juma or nisika. Usika enyane hio but all the man go fako. And when I can will be so come on America. Okobi Bisa, Trump have confessed say he has raised money than ever. Sikaniti sa Trump will raise sika for his campaign. In other words, the campaign and the election is bringing him money. Woba ye hadia otherwise. Nipa kono contest mum na money pesika. Na seni masu betwa se mpanifo ye jisika na yefen develop economy no. Yefen nye nyuma ye manu benya party fo no benya juma ye party my general Ghanaians will have a job to do. Na ka wa fu a wo de beko. Eni fu akura bedu baby kura omo kura be fele o ka me ka se me ko midu takra de midu baby a papa de me ko fele me ka no twom. Well, it is about developing, creating wealth for the nation. When you do it for the nation, you have done it for the people. Or when it's TV on fine way. Is it your own GTV and our GTV? What you can see? Me what TV? Me last TV kwa me che my usual manache nam de ache. Any election. Until let's think about developing the economy. Yet sika boom near the Kaya Congress. I didn't ever say sika na nya kwan no. Ama nuane a ehye nkurase ne ma ama kurani na oto wonso nye sika ne bi enti wo ba so ba campaign anya usika na wo wa ho fama usuba ne unim dia wo no no behwe so ato aba enti e be ka se ye nyai na komede no ai sika zu na komede am say mehwe wanim na akona fa sika no ko no but let's develop the economy. Let's invest in the economy. Let's invest in the people. Let's create that enable environment. We see a buyer or say or enemy. No, what's the task? A cut of VAT.
Jerry, don't let us go there.
Okay.
No, but the truth must be said.
The truth
when you take the money from the people.
But I thought Yansha said your situation is here. Let's start with the fight against corruption. Make I say you better corruption fight. You fancy because normal way na no maybe a have. Now OSP and Cecilia Benada pa issue na babeto. What we are asking is OSP officer na kasa bayen. Etimi boyen na. And I said the Bibeka say Juma no akwa bibi obi class officer no kwaso ni mfa so. Ebi si kisi ajaben bayen ejuma na boro no so aso hu na ni so. Ebi so say da bi entesa o ye ejuma no na mbom. Ebia baby say ko wie na enkonko wie. Generally the fight against corruption by this government, we are not performing well. And yet the international standards are yet they measure corruption. Oh maybe Doc, is it not a worrying situation?
Jerry, yeah, started discussion. I'm just say ye be political lens at on chain. Na ya di nkomwa efa Ghana ho na emfa political parties ho. It's mean you penny but now the politics eba mu. I mean, sometimes they forget themselves say you are bringing Mr. Mahama,
the best candidate,
and he has a track record.
Yes,
in office,
a very good track record.
President or no there, the same development now we can see in developing economy no. Na enyumamra na nkrofo enya sika e won botom no. Na otam sika they call draw mfoni eto basis ho. He could have used that money to develop the economy.
What was the period?
The same.
No, what was the period? What was the design for?
Please. Bars branding, no.
What was it for?
Bars branding.
Diana ne aye no bars no. Who was celebrating an anniversary? What was it
you
on the bus?
Anniversary.
What was it on the bus?
Ghanaians don't know. Say Mr. Mahama is president. I just say Okotuya Sika. Am I painting the name of buses? Who say you celebrate anniversary? Don't go there. If they say Mr. Mahama no course on one crop wire or the Northern Enclave, that's all the Sadaba. Now the $15 million. Ebe yen confirm. I yen confirm back okra. Owie ye no. Yeah, owie ye no. Let me do some calculation for you. Owie ye no. Lady now then about parliament. Oye sona. Or then about parliament, my Jerry. Also man ahe. Lady now say 300 cities.
No say
300 cities. So the yen preko. The yen preko. So you took 300 cities. Yes. And now the man one individual, one household. Self-fanya preko. And to Mr. Mahama no. That 300 cities now the man or the better parliament house no. Aswaba. Ama ene ni preko na adore. That's not what you told us in parliament. When we questioned you, no. Most of more evidence-based State of the Nation address. We are now for $15 million. That's what they call confirm. Yahoo confirm that couple. Even if we are using exchange rate of 4.3.
What are the reporting?
Relax.
General report.
What? And confirm no way. And confirm no way. So $15 million. Oh, they are using an exchange rate. Yeah, go back to at that time 4.3 for infant 4 cities per grandpa. $15 million times 4 cedi. Remember, 60 million Ghana cedi. 60 million Ghana cedi.
Compared to 60 billion.
Relax.
Relax. Bank of Ghana.
You are educated. don't talk like that. 60 million Ghana cedi. Also, ma will be 300 cedi. Emma no citizen abrabo. Now this 60 million Ghana cedi. Eko yen confirm. Ya nhumba kupo. And the 60 million Ghana cedi no. Say, osisa, who divided by 300 cedi. Now what the ma lady na. Enipa 200,000. And ankabe to me de. Sa 60 million Ghana cedi na mo de yen confirm no. Ama na sasa brabo. I'm telling you, Mr. Mahama, a record in office. And see, if we are discussing issues of national importance, let's put politics aside. If you bring in politics, then you are trying to push us as if we should play your own track record for you. The $15 million, $15 million. No.
What building the point? Now let's
15.
move on.
I'll move on. One second. Let me repeat it, Majeri. The $15 million by 4 cedi would have given you 60 million Ghana cedi. 60 million Ghana cedi. Also, or ma will be 300 cedis. And all the year in Preko, SSA and Abrabo, and then Busu for many time from the northern part of Ghana. And then the Parliament House. And then the Betra man sign you know say was son Abrabo with 300 cedi. Into us or Dane size canany eba cedisa. Kenya 60 million Ghana cedi. O ye 300 cedi ma will be a and go assistant enipa 200,000 Abrabo. Yen call Sikana sebi also the code na yen hum po yanko. So the afforestation, that $5 million now somebody call ye afforestation and that's no. So don't come and sit here and bring politics in this. So the fight against corruption. We look at Abai and Modimo in the fight against corruption, Marjorie. Now, you can't corruption now. It is not just about government officials alone and a corruption. A part of our dealings. Ye kaswa na ye kan ankrankre sebi odie ye mfa private people poma at least omoya abanjuma. Now who beside this government's efforts yadi and ayaye in first of all fighting corruption. Abayi who say corruption no enye at least government officials enkwana involved allegedly in corruption. Inti then are bind here. Now, yenfa state-owned agencies, any organizations, and yet your discussion, Marjorie. This government, through digitalization, are introducing paperless ports. And your Prof Mills, and also recall your ports in Pofrimu. And Prof Mills, echo and a boyfriend because Prof Mills ekodru port hono. Now or share the way a port system etie how goods are cleared no. Na Prof Mills say until asiasi obia pejuma also a pejuma wo port and our percepts and our immigration. Na okoya no na odina ni ko hu ye no. Na o kan say obia person okọ port ekoye juma. Okodru also within 6 months no was dan. Which means the way now your port not here no breed a lot of corruption and corruption attitude. Your port. What did the government do? To curb that situation, this government introduced paperless ports to reduce corruption as much as possible. That is one of the means of fighting corruption. This same government, Oko Passport Office, first now you go to Esika. Now, the government has introduced digitalization at the passport office. I reduce the human interface in our dealings to get passports to reduce the corruption passport office, for example, called ECG. This government has introduced digitalization at ECG. Amane ECG revenue are increasing. ECG revenue are increasing. Now they are getting billions of cedis from paperless or cashless system. This government introduced at ECG. And ne men the last time sebi me call ECG office say me got electricity because paperless system, cashless system. Government introduce on your phone. You can buy electricity. Now, talk electricity now. The money goes directly into the account of ECG. And kofa enipa biya ansem. Until once again, you reduce the human interface. Called DVLA, called National Health Insurance, called even Ghana Water. Do you know how much Ghana Water was getting every month before the government came to power? The revenue from Ghana Water, now every month, was around 55 million Ghana cedi. Today, due to the introduction of the cashless system, and ultimately water bill using the Ghana Water app through digitalization, and Ghana Water is able to rake in over 100 million Ghana cedi every month. And nunti na Ghana Water anya kukudro atumi increase the water coverage along the country. All projects across the country. Koketa, Kosekendi Takrade, Kowenchi, Koboga, Koboko. Yes. Koboko, Koketa, Sekendita, Kowenchi. Ghana Water increasing the accessibility of water across the country. It's all because of the cashless system I are introducing Ghana Water. Abua revenue mobilization. And these are the examples of Eniyama Abino are introducing to fight corruption. Corruption not involving necessarily government officials, but corruption involving menewo your daily lives as a people. So people need opportunity now. Omudi area abansika. Called the health sector. And then this government has introduced a paperless system in the health sector. Our hospitals are connected onto the LIMS system. Our LIMS system, no, and now Oko Hospital, you can open the line for your callers. Enipa he enane omoko government facility a oko yi folder near the paper asha wonsa esiwe your folder. Now sete no because it was paper no you use folder no booklet na you using no obeko no na okwa brane atumi a print ono folders abegu ho. Na okona wo yi folder na manwa na wo ji scanner oye ba akoma aban no so ye ba akoma ne ho enne okọ hospital yes ko na ko bie folder computer so ka na obetua ebekọ aban ho no da wo computer ne so da wo folder nanim ya nkotua sika ma obi into ye discharge wa ka awudi nyina computer so na wakotua ansana a clear free system no so the paperless system I introduce even in our health sector is helping to reduce corruption. And no can abano and more than money humbi. Now, and no government has set up the office of the special prosecutor. Aban say, and no my year when now or individual government institutions, no. When we come to the top, now involving public officials and even private officials, no, Aban say, mede the office of the special prosecutor, Aba. Sebi. Say President Kufuor any MPP Aban, any commitment to fight corruption, and can uncofa ubia unbelonging to the party, and my name head the institution. Mr. Matemidu, if you are yedi ejuma enya Mr. Kisi Jabin, say Aban support Mr. Kisi Jabin, Mr. Kisi Jabin Juma odi. Nkrofo bebre ka sebi or the sebi disgrace and ebre aban no aban stepping in and can say ma Mr. Kisi Jaben akade a onfa ni adwuma. The press conference Mr. Kisi Jaben ye ansa ye kodi bronya okọ kan say waye ankwa no bi or ye na obetumi ne be so no then o kan say oba into office no na the staff strength enipa 4 but ene wanya the full complement of staff 249 members staff wo in the office omo nyina ada payroll so aban any man of clearance to hire the 249 people. Owie no baby and the office ne wono or see we two from the 2 or 3 bedroom no woman no and ne wa bad the office complex. Yes ye gusu CSA obeko so asiesie esa no kachre Ghana for. Owie no or see obeti ne branches across the regional capitals. Say abandon supporting na enka sebi on to me employ nipa onombe yadwuma. Say abandon supporting na enka on to me nka si menya akokudro akobiebie me offices ewo across the regional capitals. Owie no oti allegation na Paul Adomotri edeba no about sika aban ede ama office of special prosecutor amane de koto cars ede di ne dwuma. Say abandon support adwuma wo ya on ma staff na ohia no on ma office na ohia no on ma wo sebi sika wo de be ye wunwuma na betu akwan na be ye investigations nia wo de beto cars ade be ye adwuma no enka wunya ni nyina ban support. This current budget are passing last month ya no office of special prosecutor ne chefa wo mu no over 140 million Ghana cedi, which has been approved. A buying allocation to the office over 140 million Ghana cedi in the budget has been approved for the office. What else can government do? It's the budget.
No, it's in the budget.
Yes, it has been approved.
Well, it has been approved.
Yes. Sika no kwa then and the staff no, say the yearly allocation for the year 2024.
Because I'm telling you, budget are captured. Budget in
the point I'm making is that
it has been approved.
A yearly allocation.
Send you pay 2%.
Send you pay
1%.
Send you pay allocation. Every agency no. His office has been allocated that money. And the person
to be a 1%.
But the person has come. The person, Majeri, the person has come to tell you and I. See, what to me high nipa 249 our office. Ayetu omoka enti government and supporting no. Or talk cars or the nejuma government and supporting na. Enti what else? What else can government do as executive? My creative office. Me do obi ato ano. Mama na hoka the akadie a wosu odi ejuma nyina no. That is the job of the executive or the government. And government has made all those things accessible. And when Mr. Kissie Jaben in the press or say one of the best things are happening to the country to fight corruption, the office of the special prosecutor. In Tigana for nyina moa na sa office no NDE sa office no adwuma enko yie. If unbelieve in the officer and kawanti ho. So who created that officer? Mr. Kissie Jaben can say it is the mother of agencies fighting corruption. It is the president. And the Kufadu will go into record as the president. Onya boldness no. Etumi set up office no. Emma the regulations guiding the office no. Eye independent abai any nhwehwemu ne term of office
reflection
ne term me ba ho ne term of reference audi adwuma up to the time about retire and all that. No government can fire the prosecutor. Is it true or not? It shows that abai a creative office no na o create the independence of the office. Abai we no and now can say me the right to information bill adaho from here one time President Mills abetwemu ya mpase right information bill. President Mahama betwemu ya mpase right information bill. The right information bill no, let's continue to educate Ghanaians. Say aban juma dibi and I say aban institution bi eye juma na unni ntiase papa and I say ne wi a juma no entowaso a you can go under the guise of the right information bill to request information. Now say obisa information and now evidence on any dealings of the government agency. Now you can even sue the agency, and the courts in Ghana has ruled for individuals who sue state agency before who made all those things available, and they are all means to fight corruption. Because I may pass the right information bill no may pass ne be yemra na o ye state agency o ye aban nipa o ko dijuma na omamufo no en ninti ase papa wo ho a they can request for information regarding whichever thing you did. When the years are it is the government of the day. So the government has made it possible to fight corruption. Oba, my examples of state agencies are enye enipa ene koji skabiem. Ni nyina ye effort by the government. E den biem ena abanye. Mr. Kisi Jaben ni so awo so nyina no. Or more abiding. On can see me here A and a government amame. On can see me here B and the government anyamame. Ni issue ni nyina no eye judiciary and no more issue. Per no press conference our yeah is the judiciary no more issue. Judiciary ni so abiding to me president intimi sorry and country judge say he say Jabe Mr. OSP at the issue ba money mo because oye OSP ntino mu rule man at all cost. Okobaye then I catch Ghana for. Or see after 7 months of investigation I feel they were who say Miss Auntie Cecilia Dapa issue no. That's not what he said. That's not what is contained there. Please. That's not what is contained there. Or see after the 7 months of investigation now he has realized that what issue no borders on money laundering and money laundering suspected money laundering. Enti no suspected money laundering no and share any nejumadi mu into a refer issue no to office of what Yoko.
Okay.
He has referred the matter to Yoko. Now ni Yoko ebedin kita ho aye ejuma no. Enti eden enana for example e wasi aban ye in his dealings. Aban ya bo audio no you didn't listen. Directed by who? That's not what he said. Or see, after 7 months of investigations, he has come to realize the Jumadie no, the case no,
corruption-related issues.
It borders on money laundering.
Suspected
money laundering. Now, suspected money laundering. Any nemrana or the Jumano only who to me say obey such investigation into money laundering. So he has referred the matter to Office of what? Crime and Organized Office. Yoko. So then you ask yourself, say, at what point did he realize, say, my menu issue no has nothing to do with his office, at least for the time being. But he creating impression, no, I say, Obi ena preventing no from doing his work. Ena would be say, say, ebimu ediaba, esi ejumano, as a brone so. But people will have that inclination. If me bra opinion no echo about things this way. Say after 7 months. After 7 months.
Yeah.
I feel now catch you say now you think that
the investigation process.
You get it? After 7 months.
Evans.
After 7 months. I feel now we see suspect say money laundry.
Also involved FBI in the house. Oh yeah.
Now you've involved FBI from America. Yeah. Inti Yoko. Inti minua no. Or minua penny. He's very learned. Yenya na free kwa this year. Mr. No. Sa assemble to hwa. Yenyi sensationalization in free mo. Na yen hwe na yenye djuma no. Na aba no support you. Or ma usika, or ma wakade, or ma staff, or ma cars. Odi beye wedjuma. Inti yemfa ntobwase enye adjuma no na yemfa moa the fight against corruption. Ekufado de was setting up office no. Oma waka de a wo hia. Enti ni aka no eye wo the special prosecutor eno office. Na mo beye. Enka yeto ye boase eye hwehwemu a. Enka ebia sa he e ba nyina no. Ebia enka ama. Enti wo bisame aban modern more in fighting corruption na.
Okay.
My church though from state agencies to the top executive level what this government has done. Until Obiso, aye bi da. But try say, Obaye no, who introduce you A, B, C, D. And now the fighting corruption. I've been bold enough to tell you what this government has done through digitalization, the passage of the Right Information Bill, and the setting up of the Office of the Special Prosecutor. Buying amana kadie bia so onfanye edwuma no. So the government has done well in the fight against corruption at all levels.
Let us say. Higher need 100.9. Evans. OSP AGYEMAN the fight against corruption.
Better vertical crack concern be home and Sanamaba. Now, Metisen now, Ezekiel Kase, they have now developed a system which Yesika and Kobe Bottom. Now, as at today, if you say Ghana health is dependence of national health insurance. So if you are looking at how to pay money and pay it well, what is the national health insurance doing? The national health insurance is not working. You will bear with me that it's not about my time. We are talking about today. It's not what one of the campaigns President Akufo-Addo did was about the Ghana health insurance. Ezekiel says, first now
what's the health insurance?
It's not working.
How? Interesting.
Some Obikra catchers said they are trying to introduce cash and carry. Now, Ezekiel, he has confirmed today, sir. One of the purpose of the judge is to put Jessica acquire by whole straight. Now, Ghana Health is under health insurance. It's under health insurance. And because I'm informed that health insurance is still more working. It is not effective. And you haven't done anything. You cap health insurance. Health insurance. Ghana yarebe bebe. Ayenya dialysis ma nkrofo or more kidney problem. We are still capping health insurance. Metisa was Farouk TV ababontin. No, Farouk TV ababontin. Farouk offices nkwa. We spent about 8.7 million, 87,000 Ghana cedis near the refurbishing office. So 87,000 near the fabric, according to audit report, they have not been able to justify that money, that expenditure that they made in refabricating Farouk and many other corrupt issues. Many other awarding contract without approval. 8-point-something million awarded contract without approval. Minister of Finance. 2.1 million awarded contract without approval. Board Chairman Farouk is spent 887,000 on refabrication offices. Anti-corruption is endemic. It has gone to the root of this government. Let's come back to Yenuya Penny, special prosecutor. Yerakisi Ejabe Esuan Osun. Now, how can you fight corruption under a corrupt person? No, Kabibi say, Yentu Abama Yeraba Umia. Now, Yeraba Umia is a competent person. He has not been related in corruption matters. Mumfia Bemu. Na Yankonechi. Yankere say, if it's not corrupt. Since you on one casatewa all presided here, who can say he's corrupt? Because on one or two so. So if there will be a time, say, somebody will justify, say, Yoruba Baumia is not corrupt. That's when he exits. We take time to audit his office and his activities. So far, somebody who want to become a president, you took inflation from 15%. What do we see? He went as far as 54. With the help of IMF. What is your leadership skills? What I'm saying, that is what we left. That's what we left it. 15%. We handled inflation at 15%. It's not about Messi. That's what we left it. And at least take it back. You took it to 54. It's not yet at where you took it. 20-something%. Wow. So you can't corrupt and incorruptible. You can't compare these people. The essence of special procedure office. Obviously, he didn't mention the executive. But he didn't mention executive. It's not fighting. It's a mekra. I'll not go direct. What would the executive do to him? But they will talk to judicial. They will instruct judicial. That's the challenge. I also challenge the fact that the money is now a money laundry. What is money laundry? Or binding power will pay. Andrew say when you say sika we account to ma, what's it not corrupt? No, I'm not certified, but I comment that in his opinion. I don't accept that one. Obio Yejumani pay Andrew 50,000 a month has been able to accumulate about 43 million and several millions in his account. How did he get it? How did he get that money? That's what we have to find out. How did the woman got that money? Or Sidinia, how much was the brother earning at the time he was alive? How much was his in account? Anti-corruption there. Corruption there. You can't say can't ban no. It's beyond imaginable. Upon we corruption fighting and get no can be a friend this. And this what can you refer to as corruption? Your bossy amabo. What can you refer to? He was talking about SADA. It is terminology and more people before more buy. And all the monies are NDC, bossy NDC boy, or the Yajuma, you can pinpoint them one after the other. About 120 million now NDC, Jano. Yet the Yajuma you can refer to. Now about 600 million plus. What have you done with the money? With other revenues? Sikano dear near the year. And only a summer I see a journal. And only a summer I see a journal. A ban indirectly what tight year work you said, man, in sa. On to me in the Juma.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Well, evidence being the one.
Do you expect, sir, President Kufuor and I say the related Jessica Chair, Judicial
evidence being the one.
That's what is happening. What has been Kiseja, but yes, Capina, Minuasia, the Amadian, what to me. Nipa bako kron to me for our channel. Nipa bako. Or Kwan what done and no in your terminology for. Yenuya Dubois in ASEM, no in your terminology for not the man. Oh, like almost the next war, just to quell issue for them. They say creating agent. No, the presidency will not be creating agent too, but special prosecutor by your mind.
Unclear will be out.
But has created Dubois.
Unclear is the same.
Dubois was saying it's not corrupt related matter. They say here Cecilia was saying it's not corrupt related matter. A binding pa or tia benmua or ya benduma bani tianica. No one yes put to say one account to her, which is not corrupt related matter. So it's become one of the clearing agents. Oh yes, no a bed soon. Oh yeah, no a bed soon. Until you can't fight corruption with President Kufuor. Then or the year Auditor General. Even now, Auditor General reports are back. Sika, Yaspen now, we don't have evidence to prove them. Some of them were not approved. Application inferences are back. What are we doing about it? And it's the duty of the special prosecutor. Which one has he been successful? And I know BBC say, or can say, or call research, Accountant General Department for payroll auditing. What has he achieved? Or so good so. In justice, one of the ways of wasting resources is the office of the special prosecutor. No? It's not helping. And to me, I don't see the essence of it. Yes.
John Dramani Mahama, I can say corruption fight in India. Say Oba, to say Obeshwe Nekono. Said yeah, AT&T. Looking at office business, anti-graft institutions are your. Yenim say one more air quantia a yekatatisha. And as I said earlier, we are not performing this time around. It's what different do you think your government, Samoba Bemwa, will be to me to fight the corruption?
Mark, practically, who said we have a problem with our corruption fighting institution, not necessarily a Kufuor. It might be a Kufuor. A place like Shrag, Yoko. Last time we saw a Shrag officer back said, we need total reforms of our corruption fighting institutions. And we don't need so much of them. I think so if we can strengthen Shrag, he need total reform. Shrag, a Commission for Human Rights Administration, we have to transform the whole place and give the fight of corruption to that institution. That I say because so accurate, and that's what President Mahama is going to do. And will strengthen the Attorney General Office of the NDC and make sure that when you are in NDC government, you don't go and steal. You can't go and appropriate resources. About one car say, maybe I pay 1 million per. You need you can 43, almost about $100 million. Well, you are my Macy's account, also money laundry. And right here, MSS, SML about $100 million beyond Omojifi Abaho. This is a special prosecutor. I was expecting he will be making a comment about it. What is he doing about strategic mobilization limited? What is he doing about that case? They are taking whopping over $100 million from Ghanaians, $100 million from Ghanaians. Oh, and the corruption depend on the leader. Generally, me, I don't have so much problem with the constitution, but the leadership is the matter. The leadership of the country is the matter. And President Mahama is giving that hope and promises, say, he will help to make sure that we have fight corruption and fight it well. Now, President Mahama can obey us because why be that? Abuga Pele, President Mahama not in the court. We have exited from government over 7 years, and they have been in court. The basis of their cases, they have not been able to establish it over 7 years. Why? NCA why? NCA why? Abuga Pele and why? Apart from Abuga Pele, why? The banking system, no. I don't understand the NCA4 you are talking about. And what have they done? Do you know what's happening in national communication now? Do you know the cases of extra Kufuor, Dufour? That's what is going on. Until after 7 years, you have not been able to jail anybody.
You're in jail in Ipa.
Your friend is.
So on why then?
Oh, I was
no, the point is
dear friends at TV and I
sir, on why then? So why then? So why then? What do you punya court up to now? You have not been able to establish yourself. No, the point is, it depends on the case. I'm dealing with some lawyer today who say he just twisting up the matter. He can't see the face and the knot of the case. Deliberately want to keep a record as Ezekiel is referring to, so that somebody can refer something. What was the basis of that jail?
I've given
what was the basis of that jail?
The banking sector collapse.
Oh, now banking collapse, sector collapse. Jail will be a President Kufuor and say jail no. If you want to jail somebody on the banking sector collapse, and President Kufuor,
I think you need to elevate. You need to elevate the discussion.
No, bank. Do you understand what happened in the banking sector? Who buy and want is a bank for Obiako, a bank said the son can see.
We need to elevate the discussion.
No, the point is, did you hear so Obiako banks and make a dimsika depositor, Mesankamska? No. There wasn't anybody like that. But the government himself just got up and collapsed the banks. What suspicion said it should be collapsing and depositors will lose their money.
Mr. Mahama, Emma Bank, 600 million Ghana cedis.
Yes, to boost out the bank.
And what happened to the money?
And what's the money?
What happened to the money?
Omar Kacho says Ghana. No, have you demanded the man they couldn't pay?
Now you're not auto forcing.
Auto forcing. You came that one case. Yeah. I'm so much into auto forcing. Abana man sika.
Auto forcing.
Atuesian.
Abana I mean just in that case. Abana ma 1 cedi se fa yeduma. Abana ba 1 cedi bank no. Why is scanner go? What do you expect him to do? Auto forcing is as a businessman. When you send money to you, use it for a business.
I saw the quiet baby before.
Yes. No, it's not a matter. One years ago, what is scam man is for your business? Over was main person of the major scam. What is this scam of 100 million of them? You seize them and keep them in the chest for over a year, 7 years to say. Why is it if some man or investment be a dividends can solve the problem?
We need to elevate the discussions.
So woman kwakwa to forces kanu or the kaye bibia akaye dividends kwame to metia e kanu. What is this kanu? Uya would na court say on to assess kanu. How do you pay? What is kana man or the investment? A person and it is normal. It happened to people.
The investment way.
Business, what do you expect him to do?
The personal
no, the point is not about person. It's a businessman. Whatever he's doing, the man, you give it to him as a person.
About continue take a decision. Take a decision.
No, what do you think?
Sorry, I say.
What do you mean by?
Yeah, who say? Yeah, the idea man now one misappropriating. One misappropriation is against the law.
Listen.
And that misapplication. Yeah, this can
happen to Uti near Mamo 1,000. Say Mark. This
man sika when you were sika and your bottom sika.
Oh, you're a businessman, so he will use it for business.
Provided he can pay back when they need it. No, you can't say that.
Let's elevate the discussion.
No, it's not about elevating the discussion. You have given me money for a business, and I think I can reinvest it.
I didn't give money for business.
What did you give me the money for? What is the money for?
Let me educate you then. Due to poor supervision, you couldn't meet certain standards in the banking sector.
It's a poor supervision.
And government steps in because government and a MAO license to operate.
Mm-hmm. What happened?
Relax.
Do this
through
no,
Bank
you
of
have
Ghana.
Not complete your statement.
I'm coming there.
No,
I'm coming there. Bank of Ghana and a MAO license to operate.
Mm-hmm.
And because my MAO license to operate, it shows that me share unye memu. And na me wo tumu. And na me catch Ghana for say my MAO license abe sika kra bia. Enti se uko into situation na ebe affecti omo musika abegu wo ho na because omanfo no ho be chire wo munti no I can step in to help you. Enti banks no sika sem ba afom no ebe affecti the ordinary Ghanaian na owo ni sika da ho no na aban ba mu e ma mo 600 million Ghana cedi as a taxpayers money oman sika o de ma wo e say fa ko hye wa adwuma nim na wa adwuma na ahode aba fom no adwuma no enyina such that omanfo na omusika wo nchen no omusika no ensei and when government gave you the money no and now called divert sika na
answer the time I this come I'm not there call
Mahama enya ye ne de mama it was even President Mahama and Mr. Mahama and Mr. The banks were not in good standard. Who told you? So how did you the money?
Yeah.
What is
that time that banks in here recapitalization. One more year say one be injective funds at the account. Okay, yeah, yes, I did. I'm a banks, but me, one way or the other, the collapse of banks. Would you say abua talk? Because now you're going to me manage. Sika pra na ne say banks in yani sika ye do collapse.
You can make
No, Mark, let me come here. Let me come here. Banks, they need very little. Skakra what they call no one is somebody generate ska. Now papa ni a businessman. And it is true we need money, but with this kind of bad, there's some venture that can yield a lot.
The yan is how. Oh, they are working the businessman. So you're buying a kukusika. Well, this is a court in a jail.
Let's assume
we are just
no. The point is
that's criminal opinion. And in a court a jail.
Yes, me I disagree with the court.
It is I
disagree with it. Yes, I disagree totally. What is this?
So you are telling us if you are a government official.
Yeah, I'm a businessman.
Please.
Now what?
I'm a businessman. No, I'm a businessman.
You're a businessman.
Yes.
It is why did you? There be na kwaju loan na ye bisa say what they call ye. Now okay, remember just say me dey control me dan so. Now one meti am me dey akwa car am my girlfriend.
What say me dey akwa car am my girlfriend.
Now can we say business?
Me hu ya say gold be e wo ha me ta. Me yan fa so asobotum business me dey akato.
And why didn't you tell them?
Hey, what's it? Me dey akato.
Come my girlfriend, I'm girlfriend.
Policy great
because Miguel
no create a Japan.
Me say Miguel no bet me support me $1 million.
Ye create a Japan
$1 million. It's my talk. 100,000 at the amana. And said I
me say I didn't know you work out when I say now banwe can say
we need to
ye create a Japan.
We need to elevate.
It's not about the way you understand it. That is it.
Because time also.
We need to elevate.
It's the way you stand about it.
The discussion.
Okay, what let's move to the easy quickly. Now the discussion based upon the fight against corruption. I know the Ababe it's what we see and nothing what joining here. We are discussing the fight against corruption. A yes, special prosecutor.
But Master Jerry, who be our question say?
Yeah.
Mr. Mahama Ba, in case you are that is where I have a little problem. If
so no waka or so about
strengthen the
Mahama, Mr. Corruption. My issue is that Mr. Mahama has been president too. And the question, sorry to say, I'm not, with all due respect, Chief Editor, I'm not the one to direct where questions should go. But I believe that once the person has been president before, ye baby say, oh yeah, president, no, measures ben na udigu akwemu to fight corruption. Now what's about be muswa? Then now obey. Say ye bisa say,
but the poor performance on Transparency International radar no so no. Your momo best performance. So it tells you say he did something
but
right.
The question is still not
We're
wrong.
scoring 43.
The question is still not wrong. I say a day na oh yeah, na day na obesa yeah. Going into elections, for instance, he has been president before. So he needs to come and tell Ghanaians his record in office. Say, me need president that. Me need president that. So come and tell us, what did you do? What were your efforts in fighting corruption?
Oh, but didn't see any corruption really in NDC government.
Okay. Let's move on to the EC. Quick one. Yemfa EC, the announcement very, very
which
important.
Which is Nigeria.
EC proposed day for elections. Say you declared as holiday. NDCs have rejected it. Well, officially, mean TMPP. Official statement from the MPP. But,
I believe.
Yeah.
I'm a proponent of the theory. Say, I believe say election day, a year holiday and because there are a lot of people those in the private sector, even in public sector, juma die enti say me ye juma ema private person bi na on mame kwan excuse me for 1 hour or 2 hours. It practically shows say election day it will be difficult for me to go and vote. But once I have civic responsibility, I was see Ghana ni bia sebi etumi echere na adwen de enka oman no etumi eboaye to make the day easier for timamufu a enkeye enti say ye be sesa ye holidays ni bi na ye bi Memorial Day instead of holiday nanka ya push such holiday to the day of voting and kame mefwaso that on that day a lot of Ghanaians will be home, and if a lot of Ghanaians are home, then per reasoning a lot will get opportunity to go to the polling centers to vote. And on the day being a holiday day, personally I support it. On bringing the day forward such that ebe to me to abandon terminal sono. Say ye nyina agi to muso a ebeboa because really say a drew abra runoff in particular aba na ye to 7 December na we have barely 3 weeks to wrap up things to go and vote again. And I believe 3 weeks in between days for a general election in a way is until you try system be over a period of time in our fourth democratic dispensation. I believe opinions, suggestions to make certain changes in our electoral process is not wrong. Until you try at the minimum 1 month before December. Now impo is a round of Bamwa. It affords time for EC in particular to reassess on machines. Now they are ebia a suffer some damage or hitches during the day, transportation here and there, any wears and tests be a buyer. The EC will be able to have at least extra 4 weeks to make it 7 weeks to prepare itself to go into elections. It will also help political parties to be able to reach out the more to the people with the 7 weeks. Ubeka say more than 1 year I campaign and some 7 weeks the be more than. But once we are going into a round of dynamics change, into 7 weeks will be much more of a time than 3 weeks for political parties to go and vote.
Okay.
But of course, opinions will differ. Some parties will accept. NDC say, party, government, 2015, EC, and they start proposal by NMPP against it into almost opposition. and then na EC.
Some say anya papa de omo bo maka atwam say.
EC di bisa ba.
Especially about Wafe. I didn't say it about Wafe.
At the such opinion about it should have come earlier.
Yeah.
Because parties your arrangements on my plans, activities, postulations, and whatever ahead of 7th December, not 7th November. Until this year, the AMWA. Until even if this year AMWA, let's look into the future. We are not necessarily looking at how things will help us this year, but we should think of the future and how things will help us. So me and for the two. But this year, Abayem Pofrimu dia, we can shelve it and think of days ahead.
But that's it.
Hey, Mark.
Ever.
General mind like Ezekiel will take it as a normal thing. But those who are proposing know why they want to propose that one. But person me can say, ye mra. Ye niema e ho abasem. Niema e hadwen. Niema e hankrofo no na ye nya ho mra. Nti se yetina bibia nsi a ehia se beka kafa asem bia eda no baby e de aba abaha Ghanafo. Why am I saying that? Ya to ababa 8 times. Boni bia nsi. Ya change government for 8 times. 7 December ya boni bia nsi. Dia na esi. I was expecting say isi ni obedun ho ene nkrofo a anka ese omo register ka say on fan come omo re despite Ghanaians for ready to pay. Bibi ti say enki a odi abeso yi Ghanafo nka so omo ntumi ntua 7 December sa na eri atu ya ba ya me de mesre no say oma 7 December na enyina ho 8 times say atu it is enough. There have been a very smooth transition. They have been a very peaceful election. You bet me I Waba unpresided. The structures has been made. People have gone through the mill. It is established now. Yes, no. Metisi so person about 3 o'clock. First Ghanafo were less than 30 million. We're closing at 5. This year we over 30 million. You are bringing it back to 3 o'clock. What do you want to achieve? Dear power now person winya. First na Ghanafo.
I want say about one baby. Yeah, cover elections. I use an opana. Everybody want to be any. Be a mama. Enti ebet na what the woman and the papa. It had an year no man tent.
The point.
Yeah, no man tent. Because Nipan be delay another time ni this.
Oh, Nyaokan. Yeah, Ghanafo. Yeah, Nipa. Let's have the ease. Oko baby, I say we done in 10 nipa kromo because on him say you be 0.5. The bet to crack where Juma aba to my ba.
Now they also say yes, you declare the holiday.
I didn't know who declare the holiday.
And yeah, no, na sana na do ayebi. No, 2020 say it was holiday. President declared a holiday.
Yes. Why should you declare a holiday? Ghana for catch holiday. No, Ghana for catch a holiday. Niema who ni faso. Niema the things you serve the people, you coordinate the activities of the people. No, address the concern of the people, not what you think. The concern of the people. My industry can say, Dania to the other two by higher doing into my holiday. No, we stand because it's Saturday. A beba Saturday. Matisa chap will be say, a Saturday to young to Shada. Until the next time, so I call Sunday, not Sunday full saba, near to Ashada. Ade, Mumma, ye allow system no, and man in Yeduma, na a manti for ye, Timen ye nyasum dear.
All right, Madam say, my main fa, I am a cause, Kakra. Where say the MPP man don't have any message from, and confirm to them, so that is all. I say George Edifitema. Where say McJerry, I personally agree with the GGA president decision to blacklist Honorable Howard Kumsen, the media space. His actions will push the police to fast track the investigation. John Mohammed NDC is coming to power. Emmanuel Keno, aka Striker. Mofa chemi na my voice no, my voice na bibi o, and then so me sorry, e be kwa kwatena piece na MPP. Parliamentary primaries ni ato aso. Tell Mofa chemi na whether ne voice and emfa. When you say good morning, Jerry, please, we should not let politicians deceive us all the time because from all the indications, Ghana's economy will take off in 2029 as from 2025 to be used to build the economy. Mr. Takeoff Estate. Where's Jerry listening to the communication officer, Mr. Alan, communication officer of Mr. Alan Martin, this morning. He tells me within their hearts of this Nanado, or within the heart of Nanado's government, they are 100% aware that they have failed big time. But admitting their failures is what they are not ready. Mr. FX said if you are failing, Agonaba Kaswa, Agonaba MP Odifri Kaswa Adam Nana, Osemak J. Michia Solo, the movement team, J. Chivalan Kojo Martin, is credible, competent to move Ghana forward. So Ghanaians will come together and vote for Alan come 2024 elections. We say what stopped MPP leaders to implement all the ideas while the portfolio was given to you? Marginal MPP presidential aspirants lambasted Nana Dore and now Odia Bemeko Amaniso 03022435540 and 03022579002. Me and you are doing today. Maybe I'm watching.
Hello?
Yes, I do.
Hello?
Maybe I'm you.
Majalo Alagi Gabi.
Hello.
Majalo, who said Nansen, you know, who didn't hear
me?
Me press ala me na me last caller who for me since last week anu pakula masai last caller anu class kasa saba na me gina last once in crazy over pia me 500 Ghana
mintua wo ka say dey confirm me how many years in it
me do be call special prosecutor no obe di wo AGYEMAN sana
me na me do be call because when I promise me I confirm am for my 6 years in it
o confirm no say train no after now you call other train no say ba nti train no ba now confirm no
we this how your politician what dey ka say it o
Magari anopa me bo abaso mbesre say delegate media me constituency there me MP no honorable Apatoguama no contestant because Abrantiano Ajima Papa Oyama or Canquescent Gise on one Casabacasio Onco and Yan Town Gise Yabe endorse your MP. Number say delegate for Munha to say honorable Apatoguama Numbi. One say a Campono. Until officer and parliamentarians na almost sanwa anka yabe brana anka abatwa ya koya yene NDC for ko kemo pa anka omo ya bitie no anka zadia no mistake beba enti omo pa we ya fatuo na enne wonum sarati wonum ambetima gisiti no nyina mai na election ya ko general election no because your vice president is Excellency Dr. Alhaji Mahmoud Bawumia, who are qualified as you, who are Gina on the parliamentarians. You have a breaking it, you know, because former President John Dramani Mahama, only for 4 years, who tear Bossia, Cassia, or Bossia, or Baobey, 4 years, who did say, or the Cassan or the Baobatimaya and Yamanoamai. 10 years, Kadia Pan or Musa, the Ba, any doom so no. 4 years over to my Bibiamae. And the best moon to abanu said there's a pata na yan tutunia maji. Na nanado na baunia betua so na Ghana fan to my papa. All
right, Medasepa. Beba Chomache.
Me pacho me jo so Magari.
Mami etio.
Yo, Magari yakupon sha wono producers. Yo, me pacho efa if for proposal no mo dia bane de ye na ye jitum na me gidi say e dia NDC ponkwa na engine tum na even cry NDC for engine tum na omundwe ho bi because mbe bi etwemo na ye na ye hu say amre a ye de eto aba no esesanka ye de ba ekiri kakra sane ye be ya ene swearing in mre no ye benya amre kakra enti ye pese e kire NDC for say Ghana for ejitum to once one tias ye ne mfanya adwuma e patron ye to so bi doctor now original MPP anam no na o ka say o mi anye corrupt fine ye mi say won say I say not any Kumau by election ye she sika aban yi tuaye After Yansha, your papa Bomia during barbership election on me. Yansha Sika Omutia. Now, over Katia said, oh, you're corrupt, Babia, you're corrupt. Yankas will be corrupt, but among Boni into Tiano Montuno, and Emma Okwama corruption, El Cosso. And when she yent me to Abba Emma Baumia money in the BS because they are all free banning. You will say, oh, you're very indisciplined.
Okay, may I say? Maybe I much. Oh, went to many also. All right, my main fan of from my chair. Oh, okay. When you swear to me, and also. Maybe I much. Oh, what is happening? All right, neat 100.9. Maybe I much. Yeah, get you.
Aha, na black man, me catch Ghana for say. Why wouldn't him go to a Bama Eura Mama no Wabrambu? Bankia, a man for be a quadrado for money. In your money, a baby, no. For be my business. Why, yeah, I'm going for here for sick and opposite. I'm Magia to her, and here for me here is sick. I budget the back. Yeah, by ya, Musicano, your investor. I buy a shabba siama, sir. One year. Na mo fantia opposite foka sabaya enkwafo sika nkwaila no mo sanji ya mo dia kosi estate MDC for sale a o me say kayata MPP aban mistake ya mama ye MDC ka man this ayi enkwafo we mu 6 billion cedis amo mo chance di enduon de ne dia kwatara brochire enka MPP aban mistake ya mo ya no yanso yanfa mistake now, so you scanning and you go for no one said this cano. But yet, I said you theatre present, not a theatre prenu, and more quite the dear Maya. Yes, I can go until the NDC for or be a mania, no matter time the penalty. Said the independent dinner for Sika.
Okay, I'm a very medase. My patron, yan to us. Okay, tell for me to me, Fabian, Mammy fancy because time that's all. We are Messiah crossover, made over to peace. Now ya peki you animal hello, na ya chair MPP parliamentary primaries. And a board no do me no one. Ya de Casabon de Brown, na men and I can your best answer. Say, oh, peace FM, so now ye de air primaries and on said the economies and so on. Now ya de bro we need 100.9. Doctor, you chat on your uncle.
Oh, Jerry, once again, yeah, primaries, yeah. Yes, Ray Ajobrel. Say MPP 4 and 4 money into form. Na omunso abanoma omo betumi adi yanim akoji seat amayen ene omunso a betumi akọ parliament aboa ama amambo no akoyie na yechia Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia biem incorruptible Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia corruption sembia amfefa ne ho ahobrase hene Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia yechia no ebibia wo bia.
Okay. Evans.
Me pese me kase yeru aba me na obetumi aye no waye no. Ono ko ntumi nya hwe kra na akase na obetumi aye no waye no. Yeru amahama ba se obebo niema ye aban ase no economy na atete apansam no. Oba bi siesie. Ama ho to aba mam ha sika ba adwuma ba. That's the cry of the NDC. That is the call for the NDC. So what Ghana ni bia opa Ghana we man year o to aba to my Yura John Dramani Mahama. There were MPs so scattered across the country. So opa say amambo no policies programs papa Yura Mahama de bebe kumwa o to ma Yura Mahama no ato ama na MP. Man ke say me de mi fi henti me krom ni nti me ne bon to nti yanto let's vote according to programs and policy. Amagana etumi afantuma pa ufra mdamwase
Also yada say a high need 100.9 yada seda e de bema obi bia wutie mu am text here yada ma say kan isan PP parliamentary primaries na ekoso ye be crossover na wetie from hello through peace na when we dey ekoso ye ben yenso ye be san atena se ye be so me wa ha mene nana ya okese ya wo Peace FM so. Mede asira so ya de bema Delali eye Zolali Mama Dogbe. Zolali Mama Dogbe. I just say and now no pay there Zolali Mama Dogbe why ni nyina but that's a pa nyamishra in fact or entrepreneur or yeah DXY your friend said detergent or on a hand wash or on a dish wash just how to say bibia ko ye kama eti ede so ope de ma pepa ya won Zolali Mama Dogbe DXY ne DXY products no so sabit me akabi ati menu abano no and the number is 0546 766531 ope say liquid soap open hand wash and Zolali Mama Dogbe in fact obe ma obi kama it's no afraid what that's it I'm sure me pacho you want 3-bedroom apartment here the high 3-bedroom apartment here the high e wo kwa benya say unhia 3-bedroom solid apartment air condition bo ma da animo a fresh 020 1162746 020 1162746 a 3-bedroom apartment e kwa benya Rename no din komo evanfa agent bi anim ya na ne bekasa why and you din komo evanfa media aseda ema ye Dr. Ezekiel Ejekomo Ben member of MPP communication team Evan Samo member of the NDC communication bureau madam say me sorry na mauli abai die on the toxic one beka normal bo e je say bibia koyie na said amaka no 12 p.m. kasi abonechi no ye betena se yeah, the parliamentary primaries in the normal economy. Yeah, the Bebro. Yeah, Mr. Bibia.
Hey, catch it. Listen in here. And you ma beto to dia me baba no ho ade no. Twem so betumia. Hey, asew. Hey, now beka. Yeah, John to me and